Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Suited and Booted. I'm your host, Jarogba. To my left, we have...
Lord Mahazi.
To my little right...
JBD.
And to my far right...
The CFO, GD.
Thank you very
That
much.
Jake, didn't it?
Yeah.
Huh?
not even the, what is that, bro? He's incorporated Premier League celebrations into his introduction.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people incorporating Premier League into their stuff, we're just going to kick it off, guys. I'm not going to ask how you are and all that because we literally speak 7 hours on the phone every day.
Can we talk about that? It's ridiculous how much we're all talking at the moment.
It is, but we're setting up a lot.
I said that today to someone that the behind the scenes of the pod is actually ridiculous. I didn't think it was going to be this much work.
Yeah, either did I. Bro, it's fun, but it's just like the topics are changing every hour.
The fact that we've got 22 episodes and we've got a CFO. It says it all.
Yeah.
Well, I think as well we're in a very transitional phase. So hopefully the calls will die down when everything's sort of a bit more autonomous. But guys, you think we just come in here and just fucking talk? No, they do. No, I'm messing around. Let's get straight into it. Right. I want to tell you guys and our listeners a nice little story.
Can I just say before you start?
Yes.
That to the listeners, Jarogba has said to me when he's arrived here, I'm gonna be the MVP today. I'm gonna give you the
best podcaster in Australia, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
he's got his
now
boots
that you
on.
said it, now that he said it on air, now I have to live
Now
up
the
to the
tuxedos
standard.
seem kind of stupid.
Yeah. Oh no, it's another early 2000s comedy movie that
There
these
we
two
go.
just quote all day.
There you go.
Is it pronounced John Didulika?
Didulika.
Didulitza?
Didulitza.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Diddle licker licker.
Didulitza. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a story.
Okay.
Right? Now, this story was published by Optus Sport by John Didulitza. Okay, so there's your shout out. Guys, I want you to pop a bag of popcorn, flick the kettle, light a candle, light a dart, whatever you want to do. Okay? I want to take you guys back to 1964.
Okay.
When Aussie rules legend Jack Dyer said, "I'm disgusted by soccer. It's a girls' game." He said, "You know what? Me and all the superstars in the VFL, we challenge a semi-professional soccer team to a game because you know why? We are mentally, physically, and technically more superior than those round ball sissies." Cool. A game gets sorted.
Wow.
Slavia Port Melbourne, that was the team's name,
Okay.
versus the superstars of the VFL, which is now known as the AFL. 25,000 people crammed into Olympic Park to watch the spectacle.
It's true.
This is true.
What game are they playing?
They're playing soccer.
They're playing soccer.
football.
Oh, that's...
They're playing soccer.
If this is not a scoreline that I'm expecting,
okay.
I'm going to be fucking horrified.
Yep.
No. There's something funny that happens here. So, again, Jack Dyer, I believe he was at a Doherty Cup game, and that's what spurred this comment. Like, this is a girls' game. This is horrible. He gets the best Aussie rules players to play a semi-pro team from Port Melbourne. At halftime, the Aussie rules team was losing so bad that they stormed in there and demanded, at the second half, we're changing codes.
Okay.
We want to play Aussie rules.
Fair enough.
Slavia Port Melbourne said, "We politely decline your request. We're going to finish the game of soccer as you wished for." The game ended 8-0. Right? Now,
Still not enough.
still not enough, but this is the premier athletes in the country versing a semi-pro team. The funniest thing that happened during that game was AFL legend Ron Barassi. He attempted to tackle someone and he fucked it up so bad that he injured himself. He later went on to say, that game cost me my career.
In AFL or soccer?
In AFL. Right? When the dust had settled, there was a mutual respect between all parties. The AFL players might have recanted a few statements and said, you know what, we have a bit more respect for the game. And the Slavia players were probably like, whatever, we knew we were going to beat you. And that was a turning point in this tumultuous, long, complicated relationship between Aussie rules and soccer. And I say soccer to differentiate the two. Fast forward to current day. Me and Jake were speaking. AFL clubs are using and abusing football content. Two come to mind that I've seen recently.
Bothering me so much as well.
Is it bothering you?
I'm the most pro AFL guy on the couch.
I watch
as well.
AFL, yeah.
I'm the most pro, but when you shoot down our sport so much, now you're incorporating it into your company marketing with because the Hollywood Hawks, they're calling them. They're all doing the celebrations. Like Diabala, Harry Kane, James Maddison, they're all incorporating some form of respect. But now the AFL is using overlay of Premier League commentary over their AFL clips to entice their own game.
Yeah, how dare you?
So there's that.
How dare you?
There's that Tony Palmer.
Yeah.
There's that. The Alan Shearer. Yeah, pressure. What pressure? But they've used Jack Ginnivan, fucking whatever, Marbiol Chol. Is that the one that plays for Hawthorn?
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely is.
I saw that, and then I saw the Adelaide Crows predicting who's going to win the Prem, content. Now, granted, I know most sports around the world cross over when it comes to, they might ask some NFL players about who's going to win the World Cup or whatever. But for a game that has historically bashed football, it's pretty funny.
I think it's somewhat public knowledge now that a lot of AFL players do watch soccer.
They love it.
They always have. It's not even. I don't. I think none of the
not the
players.
players.
Yeah, not
It's
the
not the
players.
players.
The players. What the
players.
players doing is actually awesome.
Yeah.
The players are probably loving it.
Hawthorn, by the way, is the coolest team ever. They turning up in 1990s fits and stuff. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
Oh, bro, they're turning up in 1990s fits to training, and
The Hawk.
Yeah, they're Hollywood Hawks. But yeah, the AFL's literally done strategies to downgrade our game over numerous years, over all our lifetimes.
Wasn't Ron Barassi one of the prime?
Yeah, you probably. I don't know.
primary people that
For people that probably don't know that from Sydney and Brisbane, Ron Barrassi's the greatest player ever.
So Ron Barassi, AFL legend, but there is a newspaper cover of him, I believe it's squashing a soccer ball, right? And we can all sort of know what that means in terms of...
Unfortunately, he did his ACL and then... What? How did he get injured? What was the injury in the game?
I don't know the
ACL.
exact. I didn't know the exact injury, but I'm assuming he's tried a slide tackle, and this winger or whatever's just gone.
What an incredible strategy to diminish a game. We'll come on your field and beat you at it.
Yeah.
Dumb strategy, bro.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a brilliant story that I'd never heard before.
How did you find that out of curiosity? Well, you've definitely jumped up in the podcasting rankings as an individual just off that.
Well, today I was like, you know what? Let me just go fishing around, and I've actually forgot how I came across it, but I was like,
Twitter?
No, it wasn't on Twitter. It was just a Google search, and I thought this is brilliant.
Nice, Jerome.
Because for those, obviously, a lot of our listeners won't know, but Jack Dyer and Ron Barassi are
Gods.
yeah, they're like Maradona and Pelé almost
Yeah.
of AFL.
Yeah.
So the fact that they went out there and just embarrassed themselves like that was pretty funny, and 25,000 people went to watch it.
I wonder how many would go out to watch a game like that these days. How good would that be?
I'd watch it.
Get a cross code, maybe get a Gaelic football, so it's somewhat in the middle, and then get the 11 best A-League players and the 11 best AFL players.
Gaelic's pretty rough, man.
You know they used to do Ireland Gaelic
banned.
teams.
It got banned
I know.
because the Australians were just trying to take people's heads off.
They were sick, those games. I can't
I
lie.
loved it.
I used to watch them too.
Yeah, they were good, eh?
You're Irish.
I wouldn't watch any AFL, but I'd watch that
Watch the
game.
Gaelic.
Yeah.
It's a weird sport, huh?
Yeah.
And
how crazy is this? In Ireland, it's all voluntary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. They don't get paid.
Yeah.
They're all chippies and
what
shit.
But they played like there's some games in front of like
100,000.
Yeah, 100,000 people.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest.
Yeah.
Surely you'd be asking for a wage at
Thank
some
you.
point. Like, what?
Again,
State league players are, but
It's
these
just
guys
the
play
Irish.
100,000.
It's good people.
yeah, good people.
I thought they're just waiting for a pot of gold at the end, I guess. Can you say that?
That's a good joke.
That's a really good joke, but I don't. Is that
racist?
Laugh at that?
I don't know.
That's racism against me.
Is it?
Yes.
Sorry, Gav.
Have a word, Gav.
I thought you were Sri Lankan. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring up that little story because it does correlate with the current day and age. Because, it's funny on the surface, it looks like AFL will talk about the Prem and all this and all that, but they're not going to talk about the A-League.
I wonder if NRL, a big group, people from New South Wales or Brisbane, if you can let us know in the comments, do NRL do the same thing? Because AFL we know because we live here, but I don't know if the NRL is as worried or as concerned or I think they're in their own lane, no?
I think they run their own ship. I feel
Yeah,
They have more followers in the AFL on Instagram, by the way.
Really?
Which is which is crazy. It shows you how big it is.
I can't lie. It's not a good sport.
NRL?
Yeah.
In what way is it not
No.
good? Actually, okay, this is perfect
It's a
segue.
tough sport.
What
It's a tough sport.
what do you like about watching football? What do you watch? What do you think makes a good game of football?
Me? Mm-hmm. Well, I've said this a few times, but are you talking about what's happening on the pitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So purely
Forget Chelsea. What makes a good game of football?
what makes a good game of football to me?
Objectively.
Okay. Fast-paced, end-to-end, almost like fast-paced chess.
So like Conference League in England.
Yeah,
But no.
Give me like 5 metrics.
5 metrics.
So speed of the game.
Speed of the game.
What does end to end mean?
End-to-end means,
Forward passing.
yeah, like sort of pretty much how Klopp played with Liverpool.
Okay.
Heavy metal football.
Yep.
Right, yep. Forward passing, forward thinking, speed of play.
Still.
Let's go with IQ/genius. Can we say that?
In what sense?
In the sense of how the hell did he see that ball?
Okay.
Right?
Creativity.
Creativity, yeah, let's put it down to creativity. And one more would be let's go with unpredictability. Is that a word?
Yeah, well, football I feel like has that inherent in it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me
For me,
give me yours.
right? For me, the reason why I don't like AFL or rugby is if you watch the footy, there's times where they'll be in trouble and they'll just go long, right? Whereas if you watch the top level teams, the Prem players and all of that, I'd say 1 out of 10, they would go long just because of going long, right? Where footy in trouble, bang, get it into the pack, jack in the pack. You used to play that at primary school. Best marker wins it. They get the free kick. Rugby is even worse than that because you can only pass it backwards, right? You can only throw the ball backwards. And then...
Imagine if you had rugby that you could pass forwards.
Well, yeah. The only thing I like about rugby when you get to know it, it's tough.
Yeah, and then it's like...
not very dynamic.
Right? It's just
Two
a bunch of...
lines running back.
I actually had this conversation today.
slow.
It's a bunch of grown men that are filled with testosterone and just running into brick walls,
Okay.
right? And you can only pass the ball backwards and kick it forwards every now and then. I think that's off.
I will
But
shout
why
out-
do you like football? Well, what
Because
makes a
it's
good
so
game of
much
football
more
for you?
complex. You got to think so
Complexity.
much more.
Okay.
And both of them sports, you use your hands. Where in
Yeah.
soccer, you don't.
That's my big thing.
Right?
Using feet's way harder than hands.
way
What
harder.
about you, Jay?
I like the skill level. So from a technical point of view, I think soccer's harder to be good at. AFL has, so just to touch on Gav's comments, AFL has more room for error because of like it's an oval ball. There's 44 guys on the field or whatever. But from a soccer point of view, yeah, the technical aspect, goals. I really enjoy the chess aspect of strategy. Atmosphere, that's what drew me into soccer.
Yeah, interesting.
The atmosphere is crazy.
I would have said that first and foremost, but I thought purely the
Like, don't
game.
get me wrong,
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's-
AFL and NRL
fair.
have atmosphere, but something about when you go
Yeah.
to big soccer games, it feels different.
Yeah.
That, and then I always used to like, I don't know, I was always drawn to the creative maestro on the field. That you kind of is the ones that make you want to go to the game.
Why do you ask that? I feel like you have a
I've
fear.
also got this, Rash, right? Just
Yeah.
to add in. Like, I've got a few footy mates, and I always say to them, how come there's no, like, Neymar in the footy? Like, you get 50 metres. You get 50 metres, right? You're in front of goal. There's no goalkeeper. All you have to do is kick it high. Why doesn't someone just turn around and backheel it high? Or, like, do a Rabona? How good would that be? How much, bro? How much? Hey,
Thanks for the snippet.
how much?
We were
Right.
on brand great there.
Bro, how much of a
really well.
how much of a piss take would that be to the person that just tackled you to be like, hey mate, cheers for the 50.
Oi,
Turn around,
They
bang.
have their own versions of
Can
that.
we get Gab to try and do that first, just
Right?
to see if that's
I-
possible?
Wait, are you
honestly
saying to
possible?
backheel it from 50?
No.
I thought that's what he said.
No.
And he hit it high. And he hit it high.
You get the 50 metre penalty. You get the 50 metre penalty.
Yeah.
You're in front of goal. All you've got is the mate fucking flapping his
I see what you're
hands.
in the
saying.
square.
Right?
You're saying you're very, very close.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want a bit
Right
more
in front of
flair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Okay, that
So, like,
example got me.
Yeah, fair
Bro,
enough.
I was like, back you.
My hamstring would
Bro,
fucking
I'm
rip
telling
off
you
the
now,
boat.
if someone does that in the AFL, I'll pay $150 every week to go watch it.
Seriously, right?
That's
Imagine,
fucking
I said
insane.
this to my footy mates. How could you not be right in front of goal and do a Rabona? Just be bang.
That's true.
I'll
Stand it on
explain.
one
I'll
leg,
explain.
drop it,
I'll
Can
explain.
I just say, just on this before
If you
go,
practice that,
the one person I do want to give flowers to in the NRL, because I've lived in Canberra and Queensland, so you grow to like the sport more. Nathan Cleary, the player that's dating Mary Fowler, the Matilda, I think he's 26 or 27. I would say fact check, but
Whatever.
yeah. Anywho,
This is going to be quick because
yeah. So anyway, he's 26 or 27. He's won 3 grand finals in a row, and they're second. And everyone in the NRL world, they're genuine chance for a 4-peat. That'll make him the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, wow.
And he's only 27.
good on him or unlucky or whatever. Sorry.
So I've got my thing. Do you have
Unlucky.
something else to say?
Unlucky.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
All right.
So to combat Gav's point, and this is after this, we're changing because we're talking about fucking football.
What his point of backheeling from 50?
Yeah. I understand Gav's point is not to backheel it from 50, even though he said that. It is for flair. Now, there are AFL players who have immense amounts of flair. It's just not in a football way.
yeah,
Brother.
compared
It's not
to
in the way
footy.
we
It's not
think.
flair, though.
Okay.
They're sharp.
Let me talk to you.
They're sharp, but not on... Bro, on Neymar's level, come on, bro.
No,
But
yeah.
we can't. That's
Come on, brother.
I don't even
I
know
don't
why.
think that, I don't think
I
that's
don't
what he's
think the
trying to
Aussie
say.
hips
No, I
are
don't think
made
that's what
that
he's trying
way.
to say
No,
at
but
all.
like,
because that's impossible.
the sport doesn't allow you
But
to
it
do
does.
those.
It
Backhill
does.
from 50.
It's just Aussies are so
Why are you feeding it?
so dumb. They don't have the Brazilian hips, man.
Why are you feeding
You know?
this?
All right, so anyway, the point was, the reason I asked this question, right, is because I ran some stats the other day, the statistical comparison between the top leagues in the world,
Meant to be the top
included A-League into it, MLS into it, okay? And I tried to make a statistical comparison of objectively what makes a good viewership of watching a game of football, right? My metrics were speed of play, the amount of time that the ball stays in play, successful forward passes, shots on goal or chances created, average goals per game, duels and tackles as a raw number, successful dribbles, and then minus the unforced errors. Because obviously you want less unforced errors. The more unforced errors is going to be worse, right? With this comparison, the rankings are La Liga as first, best league to watch by those statistics. Bundesliga second, English Premier League third. Now, the rest of I didn't do all the European leagues, so the rest of the ones that are in here are just like the ones that I chose. Portuguese fourth, French below that, Scottish Premier League, MLS, Argentinian Premier Division, the K-League, and then the A-League.
Where's
bottom.
Serie A?
That's what I'm saying. So I didn't put
okay,
all of
sorry.
them, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
the ones that the rest that were there were
Yeah.
just ones that I
okay.
chose because I thought they'd be interesting. For example, we got a lot of Aussies in Scotland, so I put Scotland in there.
So the Portuguese league's low-key slaps.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's killer.
Portuguese above the French league. MLS above the Argentinian Premier League, which is interesting.
I could tell you why, I reckon.
I can give you some of the actual individual stats, for example, right? Like, have a look at this. Where are we? So, English Premier League compared to Bundesliga, for example. Successful forward passes, 275 on average per game in Bundesliga to 250 in the English Premier League. Average goals, 3 per game in the Bundesliga, 2.8 in the English Premier League. Unforced errors, 60 per game in the Bundesliga, so slightly higher, 55 for English Premier League. La Liga, for example, successful forward passes 280, unforced errors 50, so below English Premier League. Obviously, I think we probably intuitively know that. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
The statistician, man.
Yeah.
Well done, Rush.
Yeah, bravo.
guys.
Bravo.
You might be the second best Potter on the couch today.
Yeah, bravo.
Or in the country.
Well, in the country. What I'll say to that is that doesn't shock me too much, purely because La Liga's always been known as the beautiful game league, or at least for the past however many years.
But what do you mean the beautiful game league? Like,
In terms of like it's played like with by artists, by artisans. You know, it's not as physical. It's more just about the flow of the game, and you know these magicians like Neymar and you know whatever. That's been known. That's what the La Liga's been. But what La Liga lacks,
He just looked like a Lebanese belly dancer.
yeah, what La Liga lacks is maybe some of that physicality, maybe some of the speed of the Premier League. So I feel like, again, this is going to be, sound like a broken record.
Or is it the other way around? Does the Premier League lack what La Liga has? Because Spain's the best nation in the world almost.
I think what I'm going to say is I think the Premier League is the best concoction of what I like about football.
Oh, yeah, I
right?
agree. It's the most watchable.
It's the most watchable because it's got a bit of everything. Whereas Italy, okay, it's a focus on defending. La Liga, it's a focus on passing.
but do you not think there's an element of that is the marketing side and the fact that you understand English so that then you're more attracted to an English-speaking media?
Oh, brother.
Like covered
We can go
league,
back to the 1600s.
which means that you also know more about individual players, so it's easier to follow. Whereas maybe if you just watch La Liga, it becomes more interesting if you speak Spanish and you understand who the players
you're
are and stuff
probably
like
right.
that.
Well-
Same with Bundesliga.
I don't know the stats, but I'm assuming people in Argentina really love La Liga compared to maybe people in Australia because it's
That's what I mean,
Spanish
yeah.
speaking. Now,
Yeah.
but we could go back to a while. I think this is going to sound stupid, but I feel like it's the way. England's always been our daddy. Australia's daddy, right? In terms of empires, the Commonwealth, whatever. I just feel like naturally, like you said, we speak the same language. We're going to go that direction and follow that league. It does happen to be the biggest and most expensive league in the world, but obviously them speaking the same language, the access we have because of that language barrier, yeah, it's going to be the most followed league.
And there's
I think
more
the
money,
Prem
right?
also,
So
yeah.
obviously the marketing is better because there's more money.
Like even for
Yeah.
us, like our access, even growing up, to watch the Prem was so much easier. Like La Liga was very rarely streamed. Serie A also. Then think about the other leagues. Like if you want to watch Argentinian football right now, you can't. You really need
Remember
like
La Liga used to be back in the day on Fox. It used to be on ESPN.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Like when Ronaldinho
Like,
was
who
running
was
around.
that commentator on that show? That old guy. He
was
was
tons,
the
bro.
best, man.
Yeah, it was
But
He
you know-
was the best.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
used to love
found
that.
interesting about this, right, is, for example, you look at the ranking, and Argentina in this ranking is third last. K-League is second last, right? But in terms of the people in those countries, everyone only watches Argentinian league. Like they don't really watch, like
Oh, 100%.
they don't really watch England. They don't really watch Spain. They just watch Argentinian Premier.
Korea would be different. They love the Prem.
Well, Rash,
They
what about
watch
you?
more
What about
Korean,
you,
bro?
right?
But it's like A-League. Okay, it's not up there, but like no one watches.
For example, Rash, when you were in South Korea,
tell you
would
why.
you watch the league?
Yeah.
For example, when I was in
yeah.
Argentina, I sort of, it grew on me
Yeah.
to be with it because then you would interact with the people because they'd be talking about it.
You guys-
Same in Portugal, right?
Yeah,
When I was there in Portugal, I'd never watch like Braga versus Sporting. But when I was there, I'd watch most games.
It's because it's not our primary sport. In Korea, football's a primary sport. In Argentina, it's the primary sport. In Portugal, it's the primary
but
sport.
what I'm saying, soccer fans watch England here, and they don't watch the A-League. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I think it sort of ties into what I'm saying in like, if it was the primary sport here, I feel like more people would watch the A-League. Does that make sense?
But I'm talking about football fans, bro, that watch the English Premier League.
That has nothing to do with AFL, is what
What's
he's
that
trying to
got
say.
to do with AFL?
No, but I
and
mean, maybe the people in the other countries, because it's their primary sport, maybe they support their local leagues more because it's their primary sport.
But why? Why wouldn't they still support English Premier League, for example?
Maybe because the A-League is maybe because there's more history over there. It's passed down through generations in Argentina. That could be a factor. You know, the atmospheres and the quality of football, sorry to say, it is better in these countries.
My personal opinion, sorry to cut you off, but my personal opinion is that I think there's a lack of, let's say, patriarchal, like, appreciation for Australia as a country. Australia has to be one of the only countries in the world that an Australian has no care in the world for Australia. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, the amount of footballers that you would hear that are more passionate about playing for their parents' country or their grandparents' country. I was the same. Like when I was growing up, I was like, I want to play for Kenya. Kenya's
Really?
It helped my dad, but Kenya hasn't really done anything for me.
You wanted to play for Kenya over the Socceroos?
When I was a kid, I'm saying, like when I was little,
Oh.
it was like this thing, it's cool because it's from another country. Australia's not cool. Like this country's not cool.
Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think other people also have to understand that if you haven't travelled, people here are very small-minded and think, I just want to be out. I want to go live the Europe life, this, that. Whereas myself that has travelled quite a bit, there's no country like Australia.
It's the best country in the world.
100%.
By a
in terms
country
of
mile.
everything, right?
Yeah.
We don't have slums. The best slum we have is Doveton.
The best slum.
Hey, shout out Doveton, bro.
No, I don't want any
Seriously.
smoke with Dustin now.
Seriously, right?
Jeez.
Yeah?
For the record, Gav's from Doveton pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm from the area, so that's all right.
Yarraman.
Yeah?
I think there's a change. I reckon that people want to play for Australia now. We've been to 5 World Cups, man. Like, didn't you want... Man, when the Socceroos made it to World Cup in 2005, I never wanted to play more for a country in my life.
That was my only dream
Is that because
in
they
football.
know that they have to be 1 in 10 billion to play for an Italy, an Argentina, or Spain? So they just say, yeah, I want to play for the Socceroos. Because there's no chance. Like for me, right, when I was growing up, I never thought I would be a pro footballer because we had that coach that said he was going to take us to the Super League. I never thought, I want to play for Italy. But if I was like, Socceroos. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Because they think they're not going to make it to those heights.
I was still always Socceroos first.
Yeah,
I
but
reckon there's people out there like that. But Rashid's
Same,
right. There
I
are
was.
people that do connect more with their parents' heritage and stuff.
it's
But-
the pros and cons of Australia. The pro is it's such a cultural melting pot and there's so many ethnicities and everything. Whereas in
Yeah.
Argentina, everyone's fucking Argentinian.
Correct. Yeah, we're in we're so multicultural.
You are. Tell me how many Italian people live in Seoul. Yeah, 5.
Probably a few pizzerias down there.
Like,
What's the pizza like there?
But still, like,
right.
even though...
Was that a question?
But so even though, like, in your household, right, and it comes down to, there's culture that happens inside the household and languages that are spoken at home and all that stuff that makes you feel more attached to, let's say, your heritage. But the country that is actually doing everything for you
is Australia.
providing you safety, security, a home. Your parents have all come here because, I just remember being in Argentina and thinking, I love Argentina, but every single thing is so much harder to do.
Well-
Just to get your a tick on your bloody visa is like everything is so complicated.
Well,
man.
it's like everyone here, yeah? They love their oat milk, their almond milk, this, that. Try and get oat milk in
even
Argentina.
that, bro. Trying to get soy milk
Bro,
in Argentina,
seriously.
bro. I have to
Seriously.
get 3 trains to get soy milk, bro.
Yeah. And
Yes.
you have to go to the nutritionist.
but
are we
it's all
talking
about. It's all about. I fully.
soy milk in fucking Buenos Aires.
No, I know what they mean.
The
but
fuck this
you
show
got,
come to?
you got to understand, they don't know any better, so they think that's normal for them. Everything is circumstantial. Everything is situational. That's why when people say to me, you live in Australia, you're rich, how can you be depressed? It's got nothing to fucking do with that. Like, it's got nothing to do. Everything is whatever's in front of you and your environment. I can't compare my emotions and mood to someone who's living in the slums because we've just grown up differently. It doesn't make sense. So maybe people over there, it's almost ignorance is bliss type thing. But I think because we have so many options here, Rash, I think maybe that's why. Whereas in Argentina, every fucking kid wants to be a footballer. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know
And
what I mean?
I think
it's same with Portugal.
The good thing is if you can travel when you are young,
Of course.
and get those experiences, because then you don't take anything for granted.
Have you seen actually when they announced the Brazil squads, they broadcast it
Yeah.
on TV to the whole country, and they've got cameras in players like lounge rooms with their families.
Yeah, and their
Because
fourth cousins are
Because
there.
it's like playing for Brazil is literally like, you cannot even imagine how hard that must be.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. So I think that's cool how they do that.
That's what it is. It's about population. It's about your chances to play for those top Argentina, Portugal, Brazil. It's like, what the fuck? Like 11 out of how many people? Hundreds of millions. This also plays into the Australian way of life, Rash. We're known to be chilled. We're known to be laid back. We're known to not be very passionate people. So that also plays into it. But what you're saying about the immigrants is really interesting. It's really interesting. But it depends what type of parents you have. I've got 2 parents from different countries, but they're so fucking Aussie, bro. Like, nothing in our house, like, we don't speak another language at home. We don't, like, my parents, they say I'm Aussie with a so-and-so background. So that plays into it. Whereas in Argentina, man, everyone's Argentinian or Italian.
To your point, the multicultural aspect helps our game in Australia because
Yes.
AFL and NRL are number 1. So
Yes.
without that, the Socceroos probably wouldn't be as good.
But then also, I'm looking at NFL, I'm looking at AFL now, right? And there's multiculturalism. Every team has a South Sudanese player nearly.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have the multicultural side of things, but also not everyone just wants to play soccer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It is a strong point of our game,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's the end-all, be-all. But very good point, Rash. Well done. You're the second best potter in the world. Jesus. Now, I think Jake sent this in the group, so I'll give you credit. I want to speak about footballers and how much football they play, their playing time, right? Now, there's a lot of big discussions about how footballers are overplayed. They're running themselves into the ground too early. And I brought up some stats just to put it into perspective for you guys, right? This year, this coming season, Melbourne Victory can play a total of 44 games. That's if they make it to the final of the AFC Cup, the A-League, and the Australia Cup, right?
Finals.
Yeah.
All this,
Yeah. So the final game, 44 games. Man City could play upwards of 65 games if they make the finals of everything. So that's 20 extra games. Now, at 21 years of age, Bellingham has played 18,000 minutes compared to Rooney, who played 15,000 minutes, compared to Beckham, who played 3,000 minutes.
So Bellingham's played, Rooney and Bellingham played 5 times more minutes at the same age Beckham did at 21.
Yes. Now, a FIFA Pro survey has said that 50% of players were forced to play injured and 82% of managers played players who needed a rest, but they just played them anyway. So with all these stats going around and with people trying to come out with campaigns and all these pundits saying players play too much and they're running themselves into the ground, I don't have a definitive answer on what's right or wrong because things change. I don't have it in front of me, but squad sizes change. There is also now 5 substitutes, whereas back in the 80s, there was 1 substitute. Things change, man. Squads get bigger. Players' age in terms of their peak fluctuates. I'm not going to say it's younger or older because I don't know. Because you know what's going to happen? If I say, players' age now, it's younger for their peak, some fuckwit in the comments is going to say, yeah, but what about Ilkay Gundogan? He was his peak at 31. Okay, yes. Stop. Exceptions to the rule.
Who'd say that again?
No, I'm all good. You know what I'm trying to say though, right?
Yeah.
They're going to say, Luka Modric was at his best when he was 33.
We literally had a debate on the phone about this because you're bullish on players getting better younger and you use examples of Mainu, Lamine Yamal.
I feel like maybe like 60-40, 70-30%.
Whereas I said Zidane retired early 30s and Ronaldo and Messi were winning Ballon d'Ors into their 30s. Then Benzema and Lewandowski were front runners for a Ballon d'Or when they were 34, 35 as strikers.
Can I just ask a wild question, right?
Oh,
There's so much money in soccer. So much money, right? Ronaldo is 40-odd years old.
Yeah.
Has played probably however many minutes, 16 million at this point.
Yeah.
No big injuries,
about the
plays
same as
every
his-
week. do we think now? Not to accuse, but do we think there's performance-enhancing drugs in these?
No, I just think...
Nah, he's just got lip fillers. Nah, okay, jokes aside.
Seriously, like how...
I don't think so.
Bro, at 27 years old, after a game, I would struggle to like...
Well,
walk
this
to the
is
toilet.
my point. See, this is why it comes back to what Jerome was saying. I think it's absolutely insane for the top teams what they're expected to do, and it's like the economy is about to burst in like society. That's what football's on a breaking point of explosion because there's so much focus to generate so much money that these top teams are playing every 2 days, not even every 3 days, and to be at the top level in all those competitions, it's near impossible. Potentially some of the lower teams in lower leagues that just have the cup competitions and the league can survive. But the Man City, Real Madrid's, what those teams are being asked to do now, I mean, that some of the competitions, like Champions League has expanded, like there's more and more games and more things going on, so it's just more revenue. It's getting out of control. Ronaldo, I think, though, that's different. The times he came at the time, he helped shift the time with the caretaking of your body. I agree with you, but...
I know. I'm pleased. I'm not alleging that he does anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, in general, there's that much, like... Do you think that there's players that are doing that in the top levels?
If there is, it's never really been broken, has it? Like, it's never really come out that people have been
Have we heard of any stories that put, like, performance enhancing, not, what's his name?
The rumours of CDR.
Well, Paul Pogba.
Smoking weed, not that.
Well, Paul
Maradona.
Pogba was PEDs, wasn't it?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was smoking weed.
No, I thought...
Yeah, but I think I don't know Paul Pogba's case, to be honest, but I know he was led to believe it wasn't what he was taking.
Right.
That was his...
I'm going to be
argument
real.
back.
You know this. You know this already, so I'm just saying it to the listeners. With Ronaldo, I don't think... Most of you will know, but if you don't know, this guy is so strict, like so strict with his body that it's actually insane. Now, you look at other top, and I mean top 50 players in the world, like use Jack Grealish or Cole Palmer for an example. They've said out loud, I love a fish and chips. I'll love a Chinese after a game, whatever.
How good's that clip?
Yeah. Ronaldo wouldn't dare. This guy doesn't have a drop of alcohol in his system ever. The way he looks after himself pre-game, post-game, I've never seen anything like it. I've genuinely never seen anything like it. There was a funny photo going around the other day of, it was like a Barca player in the gym, like just fucking going crazy. And there was a photo of Messi at 24 with a little gut ordering some food. And it's got 24, 91 goals in one season. And then it's got this guy busting his ass in the gym, barely starts or some shit. Messi is an anomaly. But I think Ronaldo, the way the diet, those weird shit he fucking puts on his leg.
Yeah, but bro,
I feel
no
like
injuries. Do you know a player?
I feel
personally,
like
do you know a player that hasn't had injuries the same way Ronaldo has in their career? Do you know any player personally?
I feel
He's had
that
injuries, hasn't he?
at that level there would be
I feel like he's always playing.
Yeah.
at that level it would be that elite that there would be stuff behind the scenes, of course, happening that wouldn't come out.
He's the type to
That
bend the
might
rules for
just
himself.
be under the performance enhancing.
Like LeBron.
You know?
Yeah.
That's on the level that no one can get, but they got it. It just doesn't, like, realistically, the most I ever played was in Portugal, which was, I think, 36 games. And by the end of that season, I didn't want to know anything more about football. So just these players playing, like, the Victory Boys,
Yeah.
they can play up to 44 games. That's heaps, you know?
That's a lot of games.
Think about it. If you got 52 weeks, yeah? Imagine playing once every weekend from January to December.
Well, you kind of half the time period as
Don't
well.
go to the
So you
team.
have like 5 months off or whatever, 4 months off.
Don't go to the championship.
But I suppose also ultimately you just have people that have better bodies. Like they're just born with better bodies.
Well,
Like
the
much
Premier
better
League
bodies
now, you
naturally.
turn up at 7 a.m., you leave at 5 p.m., 4 p.m. You're there all day doing...
How crazy, huh?
So it's a different world now.
Well, that Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville era, they talk about stuff they were doing that current players wouldn't fucking dare to do in terms of going out or drinking or whatever. Obviously, there are some players, yes, who do still go out. But some of the stuff they were doing, like the fact that Pirlo had players smoking ciggies at halftime, like there's levels. There's levels to it. But I just want a definitive answer. Do pro footballers at the highest level play too many games?
For them, yes, 110%.
Okay.
Bro, even half the games that, like, as a human being, you should not be doing that much. Biologically, you're not designed to do that much sport.
Okay.
Well, just
there's
quick.
no way.
There's I'll say yes in general, but there are some leagues. I'm pretty sure the Bundesliga, they have a winter break.
They do.
So little things like that need to be. That's what
Because
Klopp
Germans
could
do
not
everything
believe.
right.
Klopp could not believe the schedule that the Premier League had, like put on the players.
Yeah.
And even like as footballers, you know, when you're mid-season, you win a game, coach comes in and goes, boys, you have Monday off. All the players are buzzing. You know, that's like the dream when you're playing at that level, which people probably don't understand and just expect you to go, nah, you want to be training week in, week out. When a coach does that, you win your players over.
I will say, though, like for a Man City or whatever, or even Chelsea, everyone's on our ass for our squad size, not all of those players are going to play every single game. There might be 2 or 3 that just play every game because their bodies allow them to, but there's not going to be players that play. Pep is known for it, the rotations and all that. So, yes, it's still a lot. I think there's 2 sides to the argument. There's sort of the older generation that's like, oh, you fucking poor things, guy. You fucking get paid £500,000 a week. You don't want to play two fucking games of football.
Well, ultimately, they're not getting a gun held at their head to do it. They're doing it out of their own choice.
It's fucking 3 games a week. By the way. Yeah, that's what.
But then you've got sort of the other generation where they might be thinking, oh, it's too much. Here's my personal take: get rid of the Nations League. Why? Get rid of the Nations League. They brought that in so people could. I know, but if it was my ideal world, get rid of the Nations League. What the fuck is that?
Kevin De Bruyne's comment's the best. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, like, get rid of that. Does the Club World Cup need to be a thing? Probably not.
But what is your concern? Because you're asking me, is it too many games for them to play, right? For who? For their
them.
health?
Yeah, well, that's what people are saying.
Well, no, it's pretty. No, it's
honestly,
they're talking
I'm not
about.
complaining. I get
they're
to watch
talking
more
about.
football.
So, like,
I think from the coach, it's the level of performance
That
that
too.
drops because like you're putting 75% of a tank out, like
That's true.
for more games than 100. Like, would you rather watch De Bruyne at 100% or 75% for 5 weeks? That's what they're trying to say. But it's all about money.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, they want to spend more money, but they also want to play less games. Where's the money coming from? Like,
Well, it's to be honest, the money comes from the clubs generating it themselves, like their shirt sales.
but
And
that's what I'm
ticket
saying.
sales.
Yeah, but obviously with more games, you're going to generate more money. Surely.
Wait, so what's your point? Be as blunt as possible.
Yeah. Okay. So they are saying they're playing too many games.
Yes.
No one's holding a gun to their head. They don't need to be a manager. The players don't need to play.
Okay, this is like a rash technicality.
Nah, that
No,
doesn't
I just
make
don't
sense.
understand. Like,
It's
what's
right.
your point? Like, honestly, if we're going to go for the health of the players, is it for the health of the players? For the health of the players, you wouldn't have elite sport because elite sport is not healthy for a human being. You're supposed to be. You're placed on this earth to procreate.
Yep.
And to do the
And
level
to
of
harvest
exercise
food.
that and to survive, right? To do the level of exercise that you're required to do as an elite athlete is absolutely way 100% too high for your health. Your immune system, your testosterone. I used to feel terrible when I was playing football. I feel so much better now when I'm not playing. So much healthier,
me too.
happier, more vibrant throughout the day, more talkative than when I was playing sport. I think it literally took years off my life.
But you don't have a definitive
But doesn't
standpoint on it.
that add to your point though of what you just said?
I'm saying yes for the health of if we are talking about the health of the players, and we're not talking about the capitalistic state of the world, then for the health of the players, they shouldn't be playing any sport. There shouldn't be sport existing.
I think at the end of the
I'm
day,
just saying, like, what are you complaining about? You're earning all this money. Well, that's what you're doing.
This is
Otherwise,
what it would
don't
be.
do it.
It's simple. Players at the end of the day, they're machines. So they got no say. If they don't want to play, they'll just get rid of them, right? That's how it works. So at the end of the day, they don't have any say whatsoever, regardless if they want less games or not. They walk in, they say to the president, not feeling right, he'll go, yeah, all good. I'll sign the next best player and play him.
I think sometimes though it's not necessarily there is the amount of games which is some concern, but sometimes it's the turnaround of timeframes from like City playing the Champions League like on a Wednesday, and they might have a Wednesday or Saturday kickoff, whereas like Sheffield is playing on Sunday, who haven't played through the week. That's where there's so much friction with the managers going like, why don't we just swap? Like why can't my players have an extra day so we can have more chance of winning? Essentially. That's some of the cause for concern too.
I think to simplify it, because you can go deep, like Rash has just gone there, but to simplify it, as a football fan, and I think most people will agree with me, in terms of what to get rid of for a premium product for everyone involved, so fans, players, managers, get rid of Nations League. It's going to suck, but I think the Carabao Cup should go. And it should just be European comp, Prem, FA Cup. That's it. Still a lot of games. It's not to the point of lunacy or whatever, but, you know, it's still a lot for the fans to get involved with whatever, but it's all got to do with money. For instance, we play in a Conference League knockout game tomorrow morning that the Chelsea app want to charge me $12 to watch one game. A Conference League playoff.
It's because they're
I'm watching it on Twitter.
It's because they're spending $1.2 billion a year, bro. They need to fucking make some back.
No, see, it's okay.
Use 10-year deals.
Fucking hell,
don't.
You're a basket case, mate.
We'll be fine.
What do you think they're doing with the keepers?
We're selling so many players that you guys just aren't even hearing about.
You ask your question.
What do you think they're doing with the keeper situation? What's the logic behind that?
Maresca said it yesterday. And
who's in goals? Peter Cech still?
Yeah. Maresca said it yesterday.
Not bad, Gav.
He said, I don't know why everyone's talking about 44 players. He goes, I work with 21 players. He goes, Sterling, not training with me. Chilwell, not training with me. These other three, they're going on loan. You watch by the end of the window, Chelsea will have slimmed down that squad. Is it the right way to do business, how we've been doing it? Probably not. Are we going to probably get a transfer ban? Probably. Will we have players at our disposal? So when we do go through this ban, we'll be right. But people got to understand that we're not the only club doing it. Brighton are doing it. Man United has one less player than us, but no one speaks about them. It's just because of the caliber of player we sign. In terms of goalkeepers, this year, our keepers will be Rob Sanchez and Jorgensen, and maybe Bettinelli as a third keeper, but he's like, what's the guy from City? The third keeper.
No. Oh, he's good as well.
What's his name? He's like 42.
Carson.
Scott
Carson.
Right, they don't play. They're just there for the vibes.
Tom Heaton.
Yeah, Tom Heaton.
Go on, lad.
That's what's going on with our situation. But there's a lot of complexity. Like, for instance, people don't even know about this. We sold Bashir Humphries, who has played maybe one game for the first team, for $12 million.
Yeah, that's what Chelsea are doing. They're selling off this is probably the conflict, because Man U are promoting their youngsters, but they're also getting rid of ones so cheap. Chelsea's selling them for big money.
Huge.
I'd love to know their profit.
Do you know what we've sold off? This is pure profit, right? Obviously, we've sold players. Mount Academy, Martson Academy, Gallagher Academy, Bashir Humphries. The list is
Tammy Abraham,
Declan
Rice,
Callum Hudson-Odoi, Declan Rice. Bro, the list is
scary.
Insane. Lewis Hall.
But why is that? Is that like you're using? I thought it was a feeder program to play in the first team. You guys,
it's selling them, and then they're doing better away from Chelsea.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So you agree with that, right? Yeah.
I fell down to my knees the day Russia invaded Ukraine because I knew that we're finished.
Abramovich was gone.
Yeah, we're finished.
Yeah.
Like, and then when I heard Tuchel got sacked, I remember where I was. I was at work, right? And I was like, fuck! And I just knew that that's it. We're going downhill now, and we have been for the past 4 years.
Oh, yeah. Pedro Neto, who's just signed for Chelsea. Chelsea have given him Raheem Sterling's number, and Sterling's training by himself.
Yeah.
Player perspective on that, please. What do you guys think?
Which perspective?
Can Sterling still play for Chelsea?
Technically, yes.
Is he on like a 14-year deal?
They're trying to get rid of him.
Surely there's some legal issues on doing
because
that.
Right,
First
as a
well,
how can you give
he
a
said it
t-shirt?
to the press. He said it to the media, so maybe not.
Because imagine like
I thought there was. I thought that like you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Go, Gav.
If I was training a side and then my number's been taken away and then the first team coach wants to put me in, I'd take the piss. I'd be like Tevez when it was at Juve and be like, nah, I'm not subbing on. You've given me a 10-year deal.
Yeah,
I'm not coming on.
There'd be a bit of a silent protest about what you
like stuff this club.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess probably fans don't realise how frequently this happens though.
Yeah.
Like it's not new for the world of
And
football.
that's what I'm trying to say, bro. Thank you. It's highlighted because it's us and how crazy and how much of a circus we are.
It happens in Australia.
Oh, 100%. Wait till we get Carter on.
What about the Johnny Brew story when I got to Victory and he was training by himself?
Jonathan Brew, I forgot about him.
And I got into the changing rooms. He was getting a rub.
Let's give people more of a perspective because I think people don't understand this side of football.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain who Jonathan Brew is?
Yeah, okay.
He's
Like,
a Mauritian
start from-
international.
Nicest guy ever.
Rash.
Nicest
Yeah, best
guy
guy
ever.
ever.
Just
Start from the start of
Best
like
guy.
how you can be on a contract.
Yeah.
Coach might come in, not rate ya,
Yeah.
and this is a thing.
Yeah, so I think it happens all around the world and for every league. But so basically, you can have a contract at your club, and then a new coach can come, and the coach might not like you for whatever reason. And then if they don't want to pay you out of your contract, they just try to basically wear you down to the point that you leave on your own accord, so you don't get money. So the way they do that is make you train by yourself, make you train with the under 13s like Archie told us about, not give you the privileges of like even, for example, you might be in a different changing rooms, just isolating you to the point of basically like exiled from society.
And I think
that's what's happening
this
at
is a
Chelsea.
good point for players that if you are in these situations, because you might be when you do, make senior football, is it could be a 6-month stint. See it out, new club, you can find a new club, find a new coach, you'll be fine.
And contact your union.
Imagine
That's what I would say.
any
Contact
other
your
walk
union.
of like life or industry. Like someone says, "Hey man, we're going to keep paying you, but we don't want you here for 6 months." Fucking thank you, bro. Sweet, I'll go home. But football, it's a fucking massive problem because you want to play and you generally change as a human when that happens to you.
And if you didn't rock up to those trainings, they'll probably barge you for that
Exactly,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll use it against you. And
Yeah, because you've got to fulfill your contractual obligations. Then the other side is like, obviously you're losing fitness. Obviously you're ruining your CV for your next club because if you haven't played in 6 months, 12 months, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
But then they also physically try to break you. So they're actually making you do stuff that if it was on a job site, they might make you just sit in the corner or just don't come to work. But this is like they're trying to run you into the ground till your hamstrings tear.
Did you explain the Jonathan Brew story?
Yeah, so when I got to Victory, he was basically training by himself. He's a Mauritian international. He was at Clairefontaine, I believe, for a period.
Yes.
Am I embellishing that story?
I
a little
believe
bit, or-
that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
So, obviously wasn't rated by a lot of people in the A-League at the time. And then when I got there, he was training by himself, and there was one day that I got into the changing rooms, and I went into the physio room, and he was getting treatment, and he had his head in the hole. I can't remember if they were massaging his hamstring or calf or something. And a person came in to the physio room and was like, "Get him off the fucking table." Like, didn't say it out loud, but was like signaling to the physio, like, "What the fuck is he doing? Like, you're giving him a fucking rub, get him off the fucking table."
Physio's like, he's a fucking side player. He's got a number. He's got a shirt number.
But then he brought in the media, brought in his own media. Let's get some photos up. He took him into Amy Park, apparently.
Nice.
He had a photo shoot in the middle of Amy Park.
Good on Jonathan Brew for
To
that.
take him to town, huh?
The Iron Brew.
I wonder what he's doing now.
Shout out Jonathan Brew.
Shout out, nicest guy in the world.
Yeah,
Best
that's why
guy in the
that
world.
sucked.
Best guy in the world.
Yeah, man. It happens. I feel like every player at some stage is probably trained on their own. Is that true?
Yeah. Probably.
Maybe 80%, 90%?
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
way.
not that much. Nah. It's got to. It's got to get pretty like it does. It changes. It's not only just the player that gets isolated. It actually affects the dynamic of the group too, because you're probably friends with a guy getting.
Yeah, if you're a good lad,
You're getting pushed out and you're watching them. I mean, when I turned up to Adelaide, there was 4 players training by themselves and like big names as well because they were kind of on the brink of going. But you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, yeah, it's again, I know everything reverts back to Chelsea, but it's what I know. It's the same. Chilwell was probably the most loved character in the dressing room. They're making him train by himself.
I thought it was illegal in Australia.
illegal.
To do what?
Well, pretty much that's why we have a union, because they come in and smack the hammer down and make sure that that's not allowed. But it fucking happens.
I think it goes back to what Gav says. Players are pieces of meat. And once you're done with your steak, you fucking throw it in the bin or whatever. You throw the bone in the bin, whatever. But that's how it is. And that's how football always will be. If it's going to be a business, that's how it's going to be. They're just pawns on the chessboard. When you're done, piss off. That's how it is. It's always been that way. So I don't know why people are getting shocked over it. In lighter news, I want to bring up a story. Another one.
Number 2. Can I go take a piss?
No.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Where were we at, Jerome?
Tony
Jerome?
Montana,
I'll tell you where we're at. Yep. You ready, Gav?
About following.
No. Okay. So, I'm going to make my own headline so I don't copy the actual headline. Sydney Baker turns down A-League to make more dough. Get it?
That's good. Yeah,
That's not bad,
good.
Jerome.
That's good.
Not bad, Jerome.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thank
You really are. That's why you've gone the podcast elevation.
Now, I
today,
stole that from Vince Rigari, who actually wrote this article.
Shout out Vince Rigari,
Yeah.
bro. You're my guy.
Yeah, shout out Vince. Vince wrote this article, and I thought it literally encapsulates our pod, this story. I feel like this should have been on our pod. I feel like we should have broken the news.
Yeah.
About making dough.
No, okay. Okay. Alek Udasevsky. Okay? He's a Macedonian from Sydney. His family has ran a bakery there for 30-odd years. Right? Very successful business. When he was younger, he was in the youth systems at Sydney, and he would train with Sydney FC, and then afterwards, he would go help his parents in the bakery after training. All right? So he's worked in this business since he was a little tacker. Fast forward, he makes the Sydney FC first team, and he ends up playing 9 games for the club alongside Alessandro Del Piero in that era. He says, though, his ultimate reason for the downfall, or why it didn't go so well, is because he was a bit too timid, a bit too shy, and the personalities and the grand scheme of things in the A-League was just a bit too much for him to handle. So he went back to playing, more local football. Fast forward to now, Alec is 30 years old. He's the captain and the striker for Rockdale in the New South Wales NPL.
Shout out Rockdale.
Shout out my boy Blake.
Yes,
That's
shout
playing
out
for Rockdale.
Blake. This guy scores a goal a game, right? That's the stats.
Erling.
Yeah, Erling. So, he's obviously working at his family's bakery. He's playing in the NPL in Sydney. MacArthur come knocking for a short-term contract. Brisbane Roar also show interest in him. He's like, brother, no. This makes no sense for me whatsoever. Financially, I'm going to make way more money running the bakery and playing NPL in Sydney than I am on a short-term contract for MacArthur. Also, the lifestyle factor. I'm going to have to relocate. I'm going to probably have to rent or something. I'm going to be away from my kids. I'm going to have less time with my family for less money. It makes zero sense. And he also went on to say that there are NPL players making the same, if not more than A-League players out there, but they have more flexibility with their life or whatever. I thought it was a brilliant story because we spoke about this ages ago when Gav said there are NPL players turning down A-League contracts. And this is sort of the proof. And this is a guy who apparently is quality enough. He's got enough quality to go and play or even be in the squad of an A-League team. If you're bagging a goal a game in the NPL, you're probably good enough to at least get a crack at the A-League. So he's 30 and he's thinking, you know what? Okay, even if I have the best year of my life in the A-League, I'm still away from my family. To bump up that contract for me to make more than I am running a successful bakery and playing in the NPL, it makes no sense. And I just thought it was a brilliant homegrown story of staying true to your roots and actually getting rewarded for it in the long run. Now, he wakes up at 3 a.m. every morning and he works because as a baker, you need to do that. But he would actually have less time with his family if he moved to Macarthur.
That's
or
been
Brisbane.
happening for 10 years. NPL. I remember 10 years ago in South Melbourne, this happened to a specific player for the turned down an offer or at least moved away from an engagement because it wasn't even possible with the financial earnings of what he was making in the NPL and what he was making outside of it combined.
Yeah,
but in saying that, maybe at 30 years old, I understand.
Yeah.
It's just better. If you make it younger, it's better.
Exactly.
I would never turn that opportunity down.
That's
ever
the thing.
I
again.
think it's
It's his
very
age.
different if you're 30 and you got a family.
Yeah,
that's
30, fair enough,
extremely
man.
different.
If you're under 25 and you get that opportunity, man, the work will be there when you're done.
Yeah.
Go
And-
take the
oh, that's
opportunity.
the-
Honestly, I feel like if you can't swallow your ego for a year or two, if money is your goal, right? If money is your goal, the opportunity cost of not putting your wage down by, let's say, 50 grand to go into a starter contract in an A-League for the potential to then get way more after 3-4 years, for me, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, so football's
If money is your goal.
why football's beautiful is because you can be the lowest paid player at the club and have the best season and become one of the highest paid within 12 months. Most other industries will not allow you to do that.
The key point in this is his age.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has a family.
Yeah, which I respect. Good,
And
good,
I
good on
think
you,
he
brother.
also had his time at Sydney.
Hey,
And that's
we,
it.
We got to touch into his bakery when we get there, huh?
100%.
Yeah, tuck in, bruh.
Let me get the exact name of the bakery. I should probably do that.
Give him a shout out for all the people in Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to start doing some food reviews, don't we? I'd
Yeah,
love a
can we
little-
get some snacks here? I want some snacks mid-pod.
And can you get him to message in whether they've got apricot danishes at the bakery?
Danishes? Oh, you've got a weakness for
Apricot
pastry,
Danish,
don't you?
Yeah.
That,
I
do
can't
you
have
still,
dairy,
do you still
so-
have that weakness?
Yeah, well, I don't eat them because
It was a
of dairy, but like it's there.
like it was a genuine illness for a period of
Yeah,
time.
it's there. It's underlying.
Croissant. Remember the croissants you were consuming?
So his father, Tome, he runs Alexander's Bakery on Princess Highway in Rockdale. Oh, straight up the Prinny Highway.
Just
take the Prinny.
corner, bro.
Try the Budek, apparently. It's their specialty.
Ooh,
that or the Balkan-style donuts.
Hold on, you guys have just gone. Ooh, do you know what that is?
Cool.
Budek.
Come on, man.
Come on.
It's
Yeah.
Of course, Budek.
You've eaten Budek.
Seriously.
You've
Are you
eaten
joking? Or
Budek.
are you serious?
I'm serious.
What is it?
Some type of pastry.
It's like a pastry with like meat and I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
You can get
It's-
cheese.
Does
Always.
he
It's a
actually
bu-
know?
it's a
Actually
bulk-
knows.
it's a bu-
He seems like he actually
It's a
knows.
Balkan pastry. It's very like it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Jake seems like he knows.
Hey, I'm
Gavin,
like
do you
from
actually
Candy
know?
City.
Yeah.
Nah, he'll know because of
thing.
Sing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait,
And Thunder.
let's explain to him properly. I need to pull it up, man. I'm not Serb or Masso or whatever.
No, Gav knows what a Budek is.
Yeah, I do. Of course.
Oh, well, his explanation was very light though.
No, he knows.
like
He said
sujuk.
some sort
What's
of
a
pastry,
sujuk?
which
What's
made
sujuk?
it sound like he didn't know exactly what it
Sujuk is a
was.
type of sausage.
Yeah. Sujuk.
What's that got to do with
He's
anything?
asked you've answered that for
No,
him. He hasn't
because
explained it.
it's the same type of vibe, you know? It's like if someone, oh, you've ever had sujuk?
Wait, sujuk is a sausage.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's got the backing behind it.
What
Well,
back?
I think moral. Of the
I don't
like
get-
hey, I think moral
Like
of
it
the
could
story
be
is
called a sausage.
we need to come-
But
what's
it's
the bakery
just
called?
from Turkey.
Alexander's.
Alexander. The moral of the story: we need to come to your bakery
Yeah.
and try some Budek, man.
We're just going to take the prinny all the way.
Yeah, that's it. Look, there's a photo here with him and Del Piero. So,
You know what we should get? We should do a pod road trip.
please no.
Gosh, in the car.
Imagine that.
no.
Each
I
suburb.
got my own car.
yeah,
shotgun
punch
my
on
own
day
car.
2, bro.
Oh my god.
We're like a band. How they do the whole country.
Shotgun my own car.
Hey, what about this? Just for a
No,
quick,
no, who
for a
knows?
quick
That'd
story
be
of
sick.
a trip. Me and Jake and Tarek Elrich and one of our other mates went to Bali. I think it was my first A-League season.
Yeah.
And we went at the end of the season. And Tarek used to wake us up we'd obviously go party, and then Tarek would wake us up at like 7 a.m. every morning, jump on our bed, be like, "Come on, boys, what'd you come to Bali to sleep? Get up, let's go." And after like the third day, Jake goes, I think it was like 3 a.m. we're getting home, and Jake goes, "Tell you what, if Tarek wakes me up in the morning, I'm gonna hit him."
I'll tell you what, just talking
Shout out
about
Tarek, I love you, bro.
talking about Bali, every NPL club that didn't make finals, they're all in Bali. So if our views start popping up in Bali, it's because of that. They're all there
Like
for
a
their
few
4 day.
NPL brawls, man,
Yeah.
over there, bro.
4 day
The
benders.
old
They're-
Northcote days are a shit.
In Bali?
Yeah, but they're just NPL clubs combined in the same clubs.
Right.
It's a recipe for disaster, bro.
They're all in fins for the next 4 days.
Oh, that'll be cool, man. It's a good place, man. You know what? One of the beauties of the NPL as well is the fine. Like I remember Like there's actually quite a healthy amount because there's so much lack of discipline. That you can get some really good funds to be able to go places.
We still need a fines list, guys. Send it in. We need a late fine. What was the other thing that you fined me for?
Being too philosophical.
Wow, that's actually really good.
He's just made that up.
Yeah, you made that up.
The PAUSE. Can't say.
So we go off
yes.
Wow, you taking meds for it?
No, I'm on meds in general, but maybe they're.
for the one word.
No,
that
I'm
you
just
can-
scared of him because he's wearing a red tie.
Should we go
off
by the
the,
way, peeps, should this be the official uniform for the suit and the boots?
Yeah, but we
plan?
might change colours.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Should we do
It is
the
a nice tie.
NPL wages then, since we're on the topic?
Yep, we can do that. Yep. So, we spoke during the week. We've touched on this, but we wanted to give an actual breakdown of how to negotiate and make money in the NPL with our chief NPL expert, Gavin Denise. The floor's yours, Gavin.
Okay, so this is obviously for the players. If I screw over any clubs, I'm sorry. But I'm all for the players. So here
Players
it is.
Association.
For any player that's in the NPL and you want to be looking at, I'm going to say 500 to 2K. That's going to be your weekly amount per game, anywhere between that. If anyone's ever said that they're more than 2K, well, they're probably taking the piss out of you. Right?
Is there anyone making 2K a game?
Yeah.
I feel like
I doubt it.
1500, 1600,
Bro.
1700.
2K?
More.
Yeah.
There's more.
Nah.
Ooh,
Nah.
what a league!
What do
man.
you mean, big players?
Gav, we know people making more than 2,000.
Yes, bro. I know for a fact.
Per game.
Anyway,
just-
yeah, go on.
But I reckon it's a 10% of
Yeah,
them.
that's the average.
Yeah,
Five.
yeah, fair enough.
Sorry,
fair enough.
Gav. Are those players banging in 30 goals a season or something though? Are those, or is it? Players?
I haven't heard of anyone earning that.
Okay.
But okay.
It's big name players that come down and then don't do much in the league.
Yeah. So
Like
this is for your NPL wages. NPL wages
Yeah, sorry.
going from 500 to 2K, roughly in between that. I'm going to work off 1,000, okay?
This is for Victoria, by the way.
Victoria.
Yeah.
So you want to work off $1,000. That's your win bonus. Yeah. So if you win the game, you earn $1,000. Then you go off a base rate, which is normally your loss. And I normally go $100 less each time. So your loss would be $800. Yeah. Your draw will be $900. Your win would be $1,000. Yeah. You win every game at $1,000. You've made $26,000 off the year, right? Then if you lose every game at $800, you've made $20,800. So it's roughly a $6K gap between your base making no money whatsoever, losing every game, or winning every game, okay? So you want to go in there already knowing roughly what figures you want between those 5K margins, right? So you want to walk in, say, okay, I'm looking at trying to get 23. If I go a little bit under, I'm going to get this. If I go a bit more and we win every game, I'm going to get that, right? A lot of clubs, what they're going to do, they're going to ask you for a lower base rate. So they might walk in and say, yep, your loss can be 800, 900 a draw, 1,000 a win, but we're going to give you a base rate of 500. Yeah? You don't play any games, you might get that. You might not make the squad. That's what you're going to get. The difference though, right? If you're on a base of 500 and play no games, 13,000 compared to 26,000 if you win every game. So there's a big difference. So you want to be careful if you're putting your base in there to make sure your base is your loss amount. Okay? Make sure you get that right.
Base is different to loss. I thought base is loss.
No, it's different.
So there's 4 ways to get paid.
Yes. Okay, so
That's
you
a
have to be smart about
fucking
this.
stupid model.
Yeah? You have to be smart about this, right? Or you can go just base the whole year, say I want 800 win-loss draw, and you're going to make your 20K. Yeah? And you play it safe, right? A lot of people talk about sign-ons, what you can get anywhere between 1,000 to 10,000, even more, okay? I look at this as preseason money. Yeah, most clubs don't really pay preseason. If you want a 2K sign on, yeah, that's $250 a week over your preseason, over 8 weeks of preseason, right? Roughly to break it down. Petrol money, I reckon if you're traveling over 1 hour to get to your club, you're southeast and you're playing for Hume, you should be asking for petrol money because $100, $200 is out the window over the week.
How often would those teams train? 3 times?
3 to 4.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a decent
decent
half-
tank.
Teams training 4 times a week now.
Well, including game.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say ask for anywhere between $100 to $200 a week extra. Yeah, over 26 weeks. If you ask for $100 a week extra for petrol, that's 2.6K.
Do they
over
pay?
the year.
Do they green light that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, anything can be green
So,
lighted.
and then goals, let's be honest. Yeah. Some clubs do every player that scores get $100, $50, which is good. Me, I'm a 1 goal season guy, so I might get extra 100 every 26 rounds. So, if you're popping in goals, yeah, negotiate your goal bono. But realistically, if you're not a striker and whatever, it doesn't really matter. $50, $100 difference.
What about if you back yourself? What about if you say, okay, no, give me a lower loss and a higher win?
Well, that's a thing, and that's where my past experiences, yeah, I've really worked on making sure my loss is my base, yeah, because you could be in a squad, which I was in a squad, you lose most games, and you're getting dicked over with your money.
So you've got to look around the change room.
Right? Whereas I also had base as the highest I wanted, didn't make a difference. I won, lost, or draw. And you walk in, you get that money. Another thing is, this is a great story that I had with a player. I won't mention the club, but there's clubs out there that make you play up to a certain amount of minutes, right? So if you play 5 minutes, you'll get your full amount if you started the game, right? If you are a sub, though, they'll only give you 60% of your wage, yeah? Or if you come on after the 70th minute, they'll only give you 60%. So what I've heard this go around the NPL is between you boys, if you guys have good boys around you and your teammates, you say to the coach, hey, mate, I'm just not feeling it. I need to come off. And you get subbed at 55 and then your mate gets full wage. Yeah, that's a cheeky one. If you haven't heard that one, that's a cheeky one. Chuck it in there with your boys.
Jesus Christ,
right?
What's going on in this league?
And you can get your clubs like that. So that's another one, right?
We're actually men of the people.
Other than that, I think, titles, winning, they're, ask for an extra K, whatever, but realistically trying to get...
What do we think about cup wages?
Cup wages, I think you should be getting paid for it. Most clubs don't let you until you get to round of 32.
Yeah.
So negotiate that. There was one other that I wanted to chuck in there is about coaches not playing you, right? Of course, the club is always going to say, yeah, you're going to play every game. Don't worry about, your base rate being this low, $200, because you're going to play every game. And if you do play, then your loss is 800, right? Pump that base up because there is a chance the coach is going to get changed and you might not get a gig.
So then what about, if they say, okay, if you want your base to be higher, then everything else has to come down. Would you do that?
Oh, then I'd go my base to be everything the same.
I thought he was going to say then I'd go to another club.
Can I ask you a question as well? Gavin, that was amazing.
Bravo, Gav.
Well done, Gav.
Bravo, Gav.
The
So
CFO himself.
If I can't get a deal next year, it's probably because I'm asking for too much and I've just screwed over every club.
Can I ask you? You don't have to give us the full details of your personal experience, but just say in general, are there stipulations for getting injured at a certain point in the season?
Great question. I didn't add this in. It was written down here. Injury pay, a must to have in your contract. No one wants to have it, but you have to protect yourself, and you might not. You don't get paid when you're injured unless you put it in your contract. So what I do, I always go between 4 to 8 weeks, and that can be 50%. Yeah. So if you're on 1.5. You're getting $750 for doing nothing. Yeah, and you're doing your recovery. And you can get 8 weeks worth of that, or 4 weeks, or whatever. So protect yourself, chuck that in. Great question, Jerome. If you are getting injured, you probably will have a few niggles throughout the year. So chuck that in also into your contract.
Boys, before we get off this, really think, is there any other stipulations in contracts that we can ask Gav about that we can tell the people?
I would be asking, if I was a player, when I was a player, I said that I think if you play 1 minute, you get full wage. I think it doesn't make sense because if you come on for 1 minute, you score a goal, you change the whole game. It's like, I think you should get full wage.
And that was another thing at one of the clubs that they did very well was This was the only club that did it that I've been in the NPL.
It's the same coach, I bet.
Regardless if you play or if you're on the bench and you don't play 1 second, you get your full wage.
So the score.
And depending on result. So if your team won, you'd get your win. If the team lost and you didn't come on, you get your loss, which I thought was great because it's a team, right? You're all together. If you train well and then there's an injury.
So, but hold on. But then what about if you're not in the squad? So should you get the wage the same then?
Well, that's depend when you negotiate at the start.
I'm
what you
saying,
negotiate.
should you, in your view?
In my view, I always did it like that, yeah.
You get the same
Yeah.
wage as whoever's on the bench and who's playing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But that's from me. So I won't say who, but my first ever NPL contract, I did wrong. So I learned from this. And then over time, being in the league, how to get better and better, negotiate, all the other stuff.
Sorry, just one question to you. Did you get paid that day that you left the stadium and just went and got in your car? 'Cause you weren't playing?
Have I told that story? No.
Oh, so I got one more to add in.
Fucking happily didn't get paid. Fuck 'em.
Okay,
But
another
that
thing.
coach actually, form of man management, just you like this because you know this coach. Form of man management was because obviously the pay as you play. If he benched you, he'd give you a minute just so you got your wage because he'd know you'd be pissed,
bloke.
but he'd put you on for like a minute just so you got paid. Like for anyone that was on the bench, which was like it kept the change room in order despite.
The president's like, fucking bullshit, mate.
Yeah,
To
well, I
be
guess
fair-
if they've got the budget, they can do it.
Talking about what Jake's just talking about, another thing in that I would add in, when you go to sit down, know how much you want. If you don't make final series, there is a big chance you're not getting paid. So don't be scared to add on that extra $100, $200 that you want to get paid because there's a chance you're not going to get those last 2-3 games.
Which is fucking.
Do you know the question I like in negotiation in NPL wages? I like the question, do you not have the money or do you not think I'm worth that?
Oh.
I like that question.
And for me, the best
Nice. Very
for me
nice,
the
Rose.
best thing
Very important
is
question.
of course you've got to have your options. You got to hopefully you do have clubs behind you that can back you, yeah. And you got to learn how to negotiate at the end of the day because I've heard so many players just get stuffed over because they don't know how to, or they're too scared to say what they think they deserve. They'll tell you on the phone as a mate, but then when they sit down, they go, "No, I only got 400."
Well,
And you said, "Mate, you're telling me you got 700."
I'll be real,
you know?
Gav. I think that for me personally, I suck at negotiating. I'm the type to be like, if Rash says, "Nah, 500," I'll be like, "No, fuck you, 200." And then Rash is like, "Okay, 200." If I was a player, I'd actually, this is going to sound crazy, I'd get someone to negotiate for me that has balls. Because, for instance, not every NPL player is a cocky, confident, I'll say what I'm thinking. There's going to be some shy lads out there that may not say what they feel.
Okay.
Because, for instance, if you go to a president's house, club rooms, whatever, and he's there, big president, talking his shit, you might crack.
So who's
But-
going on your behalf? though?
But Jerome, see, I was very much like you. Yeah, I hated it too, and I would always give in.
They were scary.
Well, yeah, I would always give in, right? And I would sell myself short. But when the season starts and you're training and you're putting in the hard yards and you go, "Oh, I wish I had that extra $200."
Yeah.
That kills you.
Yeah.
So then, at the end of the day, you got to play for yourself. You know.
Because some of these presidents would be intimidating. Let's be real. Like they would drill, even if it's not them doing it, they would drill you down. They're not going to give away their money willy-nilly.
And I've heard
Especially
it
when
so
it's not
many
illegal.
times in change rooms. So many times in change rooms, NPL change rooms, right? Oh, you know he's on that, yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, that's a good question. Is it taboo to ask or speak about what other players get paid?
Yeah.
What do you mean asking them directly?
Like, I think that's what I'm saying.
Trying to
I
find
think
out.
in the NPL, it does get thrown around, right? Like, there will be a bit of piss take.
Rumours.
But no one really tells you their numbers. And if they do, they might add a few zeros on. They might, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit, I think it's something you want to.
Yeah.
I think in general it's a bit weird to ask anyone their wage, but
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us it's fine. We can ask them.
Yeah, I mean,
we-
we're allowed.
We're allowed.
Yeah. That's. I'm trying to think if there's anything else because someone's going to comment, "Hey, you should have asked about this, bro. What happens if I get caught doing this?"
Well, you know what? I got a request about was the average NPL wages. Would you be able to do it off the top of your head?
Nah.
Year 1, year 2, veteran.
Like
blah, blah, blah,
I
blah,
always
goal
see
scorer.
it. I always see the NPL as every year I want to get a little bit more.
No, do you understand my question?
Of course, but the thing is, every club is different. You know, every club is.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, in
Money-wise.
general, for example, if you're on your second year, you play every game, how much should you be
He's
asking
talking like,
for?
so
What's an average?
what would an 18-year-old make versus a 23-year-old versus a 26 versus
goal scorer versus,
someone, you know,
Me,
bit old.
for example, my first deal, my win boner was 800 at South, and I was 20.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're a superstar.
Yeah, I think there's a generalising.
Yeah. So
I mean, on average, yeah.
So I would say 500 to a K. You should be roughly.
Year 1.
No, not year one. Well,
That's what he's asking them. What's year 1 average, do you reckon?
It's hard for him.
it's so hard. It's so hard. I don't know.
It
don't
can
know.
be, it fluctuates.
I'd say
400?
4 if you're 2 even. Yeah, I know players that I was playing with.
200, you're saying?
I was playing with players that were first year and they're on $50
Yeah, fair
NPL.
enough. Okay. So
You
let's
know?
go first year. You're not playing. You're just in the squad. 200, let's say.
200.
So what about if
2 to
you're-
3 max.
Okay, so what about if it's your third year and you play every game, but you're not a superstar?
4 to 8.
4 to 8. Goal scorer. Goal scorer.
8 to
average goals.
1.2.
8 to 1.2. Biggest goal scorer in the league. Top 4 goal scorers in the league.
1.2 to 1.8.
A-league player dropping down into the league.
1.8 to 2 with the sign on, with all the
bells and whistles.
all
They should
the
be getting 50
everything.
bucks.
Company
those
car.
players just they just milk it.
Ford
Yeah,
Fiesta.
they just milk it.
2002 as well.
And the construction job.
Exactly.
And the construction
The construction, the coaching on the side.
Here's the high vis, bro.
The bags in the back.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I always thought as the most general ballpark rough number ever, that in Victoria, the average NPL wage is somewhere between 800 to 1,200. If you calculate all the players and what they're
I
on,
would love to know if any club wants
Yeah.
to give us those stats.
And you know what the problem
You know?
is? Like Gav is saying, is like, you're never going to get the truth out of people, especially footballers, bunch of liars.
yeah, they're all liars. You're all liars.
And so you don't ever actually know whether your wage
Yeah.
is right for what
And
you're producing.
this is what I'm saying is the importance of knowing what your base is, because it could be 5K to 8K difference at the end of the season. You know, so it's so important to lock that in.
Well, it's. I don't think we'll ever know because not even the Premier League teams know because who's Chelsea's who's Chelsea's highest
We're
earner?
back on Chelsea, bro.
No, who's Chelsea's highest earner?
Raheem Sterling.
Thank you. What's happening to him? Doesn't fucking play.
Yeah.
So-
speak to Todd Bowley, bro.
Yeah, but he's been twerking.
Rash. Now, great segment, Gavin. You actually exceeded my expectations.
Well done, Gav.
Cheers.
And Gav's been on fire the last few weeks, hasn't he?
He's got a glint in his eye,
Started
man.
the suit. I
got
started
a
putting
glint
on
in
the
his
suit and
eye.
start bringing them out.
Yeah, Max has been even listening to the pod and he's like, fuck. He goes, some of the shit Gav says. He goes, he went back to the gymnastics episode. He goes,
Hey,
"What
by the
the
way,
Still one
by
of
the
my
way,
favourite moments.
hey, how crazy is this? I actually never even listen to the pod. Like, I meet people and they bring it up. I'm like, oh yeah, did I say that far out? Didn't even remember. Anyway, I actually rip out some bangers that go
No,
under.
you do. You do.
Like,
No,
some of the
they
stuff-
don't go under, bro. They we catch them.
we catch
Well,
you.
gymnastics one was ridiculous.
I listen and there was something I said last night that I was listening to it and it was so funny. And I just thought, whoever understands my humour must piss themselves.
Why? Can you remember what it was?
Probably not, eh?
My brother said,
love to know.
the first thing my brother said is, bro, you're too rude on the pod. I said, what do you mean?
To Gav.
Yeah, he goes, you're too rude to Gav. And I go, nah, he gets it. And I go, Gav doesn't take offense to it. That's why I do it. But like, if I knew Gav would take offense to me saying, just hold on, bro, I'm speaking. Because that's fucking rude.
Yeah.
That's rude. But I know that I have to do it with Gav or else I'm not going to get my point across.
And also,
Sorry, Gav.
the other funny thing that I thought was so funny the other day was I was smacking people for not following us and giving us stars or whatever you do
yeah.
on Spotify. And I hadn't even done it myself. Haven't even listened to one pod.
No, that's what Rashid was saying too when he went to the toilet. She didn't done it either.
Trust me, if I didn't edit the pod, I would not listen back to
I
one
wonder if
second.
I bet you I haven't even done it.
I can't watch myself. Nah, it's weird. It's weird.
Well, it's like
Now, very important segment. Amateur Agents today is presented to you guys by ProTape Australia. Locally owned Australian business, currently being used throughout the A-League and the NPL by the stars, by the pros. And the benefits include controlled compression, soft but strong fabric, and it's the most important part, I feel, water resistant, so it's not going to matter. If you use the code suited and booted 24, you will receive 25% off your product when you visit the store. The link will be in our bio. Look how strong it is.
Hey, this actually works quite well, man.
For any barbers that need to do the beard for me,
Hey, I've been told, right?
Hey, that actually
That is, you're like Terry Butcher, man. Fucking. Hey, this is Lewis.
Who's lining me
Nani
up?
was using this when he played for Victory.
Yep.
And did an order on them for when he went to Turkey as well. So
Really?
I think, did you say the A-League clubs they're in? They were in
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say the exact clubs.
I wanted to ask quickly you guys, because everyone, this is what a unique, the little intricacies of football.
Yep.
How did you guys tape? Were you inside
Oh.
the sock, outside the sock? What double strapping? What was your go?
straight onto the skin with
this tape.
genuinely, not even promotional.
This
I
is
genuinely
the-
used to use
this
type
foam
of
tape.
yeah,
It's
this
fucking
stuff
slaps
definitely
on-
the best.
If you guys use any other tape than this, it's like, I swear it's not good for your blood vessels or something.
Can I just say,
Well, the airing, I think, through the skin.
yeah,
We got a promo code too, yeah?
we do. I said the promo code.
Yeah,
Yep.
mate,
So
get on
just,
it.
just again, suited and the symbol, booted 24, 25% off the product. The website will be in our bio. Make sure you go get them. Guys, this is literally the premier sock tape. Don't even worry about anything else. Right, when I was playing under 13D championships, you know what I was using? My dad's electrical tape. Guess what? It was fucking shit. Yeah. So get onto the Pro Tape. Beautiful packaging. You got colors. We got red, blue, green, purple,
even.
black.
I'm
pink
actually
even.
going to be rocking this the NPL Legends game. I'm going to take this down and wear it, because I don't usually wear tape or anything.
Now it's
but
not just for shin pads though, isn't it? Can you use it for anything you
You
want?
can use it for
Use it on your wrists, like Ronaldo.
You can use it over compression to like hold it in place, all that sort of stuff.
It's real. It's actually
Wasn't there
really
one other
soft.
use that we
But there's
had for it?
this is also I think for the clubs as well, the bulk ordering. There'll be an email under the link in the bio.
Any other thing?
So
Off park? Off
If
park?
a
Anything
club-
off park?
If a club wants to bulk order them for everyone, there'll be a special price and discount. But you've got to email the email contact we'll have in the bio.
In the comments, can you give us your best off park usage of the Pro Tape?
Doesn't even need to be for football, I guess.
Oh, did you guys tell me how did you tape your shin pads? Out of curiosity.
Started off with my nan making me elastics, because I couldn't get the Nike ones, with the Velcro at the back. Then I did love the shin pad sock, like the Ronaldinho ones. Did you ever have
yeah,
them?
back in the day.
Where you'd put it into the sock. Then did the elastics. What is it? Electrical tape?
Mate, electrical tape was horrible.
Well, I
Fucking
remember
real.
we used to. Did you ever used to piss your physios off when you used to?
Oh, 100%.
We called it like angel tape or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
100%.
it would take too much.
To all the physios.
Yeah, but now there's a
Yeah.
brand that has it.
Yep.
Perfect.
I feel like it was a turning point in football when electrical tape went out and these came in.
100%.
Yeah.
It was actually when I was at Victory. I
Could
remember.
breathe.
Yeah, I remember it.
Your calves can breathe. when
All
you're
the
running.
physios are gonna love us. Yeah, 25% off. Players aren't going to be asking you anymore. Get on it.
Oh, that's the major difference. It's the breathe. Because I remember you used to rock
Yeah,
up. They're breathable. Because I used to
Yes,
cut off
and
my
they're
circulation.
flexy.
Yeah, so you can put it inside your sock. Like, do you know what I mean?
And it won't rip off your hair.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yuck. Remember ripping off that
These were great when I
tape?
Guys,
when I
these are-
done my
this is-
ACL and my knee was on the other side of the back of my knee. I had this taped around, kept it in place.
Yeah, Pro Tape Australia, man, they're booming. So get around them, guys.
Get around and we don't endorse things we don't like. Number one
this
rule.
is our first sponsor.
First
Partner
sponsor.
for the pod.
Yes.
Hey, if anyone else wants to support our show, make sure you contact us, DM us. We'll get back to you because we want to work with football brands. We want to work with up and coming brands. We want to grow your brands as well as we grow, and that's what we're doing with Pro Tape. So
At the moment,
exciting
we're
times.
top 6 in Australia. So
Something
Keep it
light.
coming.
Dude, we're still top. Yeah, that's crazy.
Something light. It ain't shit.
It ain't shit, bro.
Ain't shit. I'm not even going to talk about it till we're number one in the world.
All right.
Well, you're the number one pod.
Well, yeah,
Host.
that's why you guys
It
are lucky
should
to have
follow.
me.
It should follow.
They're sponsoring amateur agents today. So let's get into it. Now, guys, again, let me remind you, please. We have a lot. Okay? We've been bombarded with fan mail, as I like to say. Right? So many envelopes at my door. Let's get through these quickly. First one, we will go with. What am I going to choose?
Should we direct them at someone? Because otherwise we'll fly around them forever.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
This is for Gavin and Rashid. Do you feel like you reached your potential? If no, why not?
Yes, I reached above my potential.
Thank you.
My younger years definitely above, and then in my older, definitely not.
What was the major factor? Injuries, agents?
Yeah, decisions on what club to play for, and agents had a part.
Yep.
My view on success, this is how I rate success. You're not successful unless you achieve higher than what you should achieve.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
Yep. Jake, we'll go with this one for you. Someone's said, have always struggled with the mental warfare of football. It's affected my consistency. One day I look like the best player in a league. The next I look like a bloke that's never played before. How to stay consistent and not let the nerves get to you, along with not letting bad games linger in your head. What would be some tips?
Well, there's two types of players with that. I think either one, for me, I used to overwork. I used to do extras. So then when I turned up on the field, I think, Gav, you're a bit similar.
Yeah.
That sense of anxiety or worry or even performance dips would never happen. So maybe do work on your weaknesses. Have like not even hard sessions, half an hour a day outside of what you're doing. Just little touch work, because then when you step on the field, you've probably done more than everyone else. So that'll give you a bit of an edge. Sometimes as well, you just need to chill out. Not necessarily worry about the end result. Just worry about the next touch. Worry about the simple things. Don't get hung up on it. So there's two types of people.
Can I just add on that? Like what Ronaldo says, quality over quantity. And Rafa Nadal once said, every ball is different. So every ball that you receive in a game is different. About putting in the work, but it's the quality over quantity. Yeah, you can go for a kickabout with mates and take 1,000 random shots just a goal, but you could take 100 proper shots and hit them right, and you're going to get better.
Yeah. Sometimes self-talk as well. That can change. You can have a bad half, but if you're going to have a bad second half, if you're in your head in a good space, you're more than likely to play better. So,
Hey, lads, Lajos here. Is it Lajos or Lajos?
Shout out Lajos.
Oliveira.
Lajos and Lajos. I don't know. I feel like in Portugal it would be Lajos.
Did you go by Lajos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Louis.
Okay, Louis. Last episode, you spoke about supporting different clubs in different leagues. I'm half-caste, and during national tournaments, I support all three, Australia, Portugal, and Hungary. Thoughts? People get pissed when I say I'm not picking one. I'll answer this. International tournaments, I get, because you have a link to all three countries. For me personally, Lebanon will never make the World Cup, or maybe one day they will. So I don't really think of them, unfortunately. Italy, if Australia played Italy, I would want Australia to win because I'm born here and I'm Australian. But if Australia is not in the tournament, so like a Euros or like later stages of the World Cup or whatever, I'm backing Italy. That's how I look at it. With countries, I think it's a little bit different because it's once in a blue moon you support them. With clubs, it's every week. It's different. That's my take on that. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one.
Who are you sending it to?
All three of you can have a crack. Just be quick. Coach of a state league team here. Can you please inform under 23 NPL players that when they drop into state league football, they're not guaranteed a start? Under 23s football is not senior football. Bit of a dig there. I like that one.
Shout out to the coach for reaching out to us.
Yep.
I think I know
big
who this
respect.
coach is too.
Let's go, Rush.
I just don't think you're guaranteed anything in this world. Why do you feel entitled to anything? If you come from the A-League, I should be playing. No. Why?
I think I might know who this is coming from, and I think this is coming from people that are at NPL teams in the 23s, and then they go back to State 1, State 2. They think they should start.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of the State 1, State 2 guys were ex-NPL players. So if you haven't played, if you're playing under 23s and you're close to 23, yeah, you probably want to go play senior football, but I wouldn't expect it anyway. You got to earn your stripes wherever you go.
There's a lot of questions here. I'm just going through them.
Thank you, everyone. That's unbelievable.
Just quickly, does Gav shop at Costco to purchase bulk Pino Clean wipes or no?
Great one.
Is it bulk or you just one-offs?
Jesus Christ! Imagine I was bulking.
Can I ask you genuinely now, while we got you here, are you using it on your ass?
I am. Yes.
why
Bro,
aren't you? Why has Ming not even just tried to buy your toilet paper yet?
No, I got
His
toilet
house, his
paper.
rules.
So you just refuse to use it.
No, I use both.
So you've
So I'll
got
start with the toilet,
paper.
finish off with the
Bro,
Pino.
when he goes to take a shit, a bubble comes out first.
But what about...
Hey, the funniest thing is that I tagged Pino Clean. They've got 1,000 followers and they haven't even seen it.
Bro,
The dogs.
1,000
hey,
followers?
everyone, flood Pino Clean.
Pino Clean,
Flood
come
Pino
on.
Clean in our thing. We want to get a sponsorship for the show. We want to put like all behind Gab, just a stadium.
Pino Clean.
Yeah, but
Pino
maybe
Clean
don't
stuff.
use it on your ass.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
not
just
do
use it
that.
for the
I've
table.
been using it for a long time. I've had nothing wrong with it.
Like there's baby wipes. There's
He's
baby
immune.
wipes.
He's immune.
And two,
He goes, but it's him. But
The
it's
funny,
him.
the funny part is when we discovered it, you were actually on the toilet in his house.
Yeah.
So you had.
Did you use it then
So
in
you
the
had
end?
to.
Fuck no.
Oh,
I walked out of there with a dirty ass.
Yeah.
Nah, I just
Hey,
wiped it normally.
But to be fair, we did get a comment saying Australia needs, what's the word where you do the tap thing?
douche.
yeah.
Not a
They
douche,
need
sorry.
it. Right?
Not a douche. It's bidet.
Imagine that.
Bidet.
Just everyone using the same douche. That's worse than Pino.
Bidet.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn it.
Oh, the wheels are falling off.
No, they're back on it.
that. God
I'm
damn.
mature
Let's
now.
keep going, bro.
Let's keep going. Have you guys ever had any full-time...
Sorry, I've got a funny,
Oh, my God.
He's cracked.
I've got a funny story. Is this? Am I remembering this correctly? That when we were in Argentina, you were like, "Oh, I've just been sitting on the toilet using the bidet," when you didn't even go to the toilet.
Just for ass pleasure.
Wait. Because the RG ones are different, aren't they?
But they still say that's a yes.
So the RG ones are they've got a separate toilet that is basically one.
Hold on. Did you just want
You
to...
right there, mate?
Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me
It's just cooling down.
Let me just say something. Can I just... Let me say something. Just 1 second, please.
Fuck.
I'm fitter than I've ever felt. Let me say something. You just like the tickling water sensation on your asshole.
No. Move on.
I'm just saying the cleansiness.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Incredible.
just
Brings it up.
Right.
No, but I was
the
just
cleansiness.
wondering, bro. I didn't want to go deep into it.
All right. Let's be honest.
Oh.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than having a few skid marks on your undies.
Next question.
Nice, Jerome.
This is why I'm here.
Gavin, you are king.
All right. Everyone calm the fuck down. I've been injured pretty much my whole life. Jesus.
What is that? What is going on there?
Is that Neymar? Neymar sliding into DMs or what?
Okay, just
Sounds like the start of an Alan Watts.
can we answer that already? Just like just enjoy life, bro.
I've got a guy in Austin who does stem cells, bro. Get you fixed up in one day.
Wow, that's sad, man.
I always worked
shouldn't laugh
harder. I always worked harder than everyone else, but injuries have set me back. I'm now
probably why.
19.
yeah, that's why.
I'm now 19.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, no, let's not laugh at this. This is a real
Yeah, you
situation.
shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Jake's,
sorry.
Jake's
It's
taking offense because
terrible.
he might have wrote this. How do I accept that I won't ever make it pro? Talent over hard work.
Brother, you're 19. He's 19.
Jake-
He's still
Jake
got a
wrote
chance,
this.
man.
Yeah, I did make it there.
I think that you've obviously done some maybe, I don't want to say irreversible, but you've done some. I don't know why Rash should be serious on this one.
I'm going to be serious with you because, first of all, at 19,
Yeah.
yeah.
He might have done like 9
That's helpful
ACLs.
for him. That's going to get him over this trouble.
No,
he's going
first
through.
I'm going to tell him to quit.
Can we help this kid, bro? Rashid and this guy, man. Take 5, bro.
Take five.
First off, at 19, you are never done. That is a crazy thought. I used to think that at 21, 22, you had never ever done. You also said you work so hard. You work the hardest. That could potentially maybe work smarter.
Yes.
Get a bit more in the gym, less on the field.
Invest in yourself.
Invest really, like have 6 months of just rebuilding your body.
Yeah,
working with the right people.
I think also on this, you know, you boys know how tight I am with money, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the one thing I would have changed in my career would probably invest in people that knew more than me in terms of strength and conditioning coach, physio.
Yeah.
There's times where I should have just, you know, gave that extra $80 to go get a rub, you know. Go to a strength and conditioning coach for 6 weeks on the off season instead of just doing it myself.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what you
So
said.
bucks
that's
rub.
another thing. If you're not investing in your health and in yourself, you know, I think it's LeBron that said he invests $1 million every year. Is that right?
He's gone.
LeBron.
Pod Fitness is gone over there.
yeah, he does. And so does Ronaldo.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We've answered that.
LeBron.
Will Gavin return to NPL next year or chase the cash in State League?
Big question. Big question. Hey,
No clubs are going to take him after his last speech.
Hey, how much do you reckon?
About
How much do you reckon you could get
conning
in
them out of
State
money.
League? How much you can get?
I
in State League?
heard.
Where can you make more money?
I went and
at
watched
your point?
I went and watched the game, and I heard there was a guy at State League earning 1.8, and I couldn't believe it.
That's criminal.
Literally.
Well,
Yeah.
literally, he
Yeah.
should be in jail.
Yeah. So, but to be fair, no, I honestly would rather stay in the NPL. So if there's any clubs out there giving me an offer, I'm here.
After what you've just done to them on this pod.
After
Yeah.
saying I'm the
Oi, put it this way. Hey,
negotiator.
I'm going to tell you now, if you're an NPL club, Gav's a good player, it's a great marketing move because Suit and Buddha will probably be there most weeks.
Yeah, we will
You
be
guys are
there.
going to get
Yeah.
great traction. So
Great traction.
anyone involved in an NPL club, pick up the phone, call the El Pres, El Jefe,
Yeah, call
and
the
Rashid Mahazisco will do the deal, and we'll be
We're not
there,
doing
bro.
free promo for clubs. We're taking a cut.
Yeah,
I'm learning off you two now.
we'll do the
but hey, that's not a bad play, man.
A-League spent reportedly $30 million on keep up. Could have been spent on so many other things, but imagine if that was spent on the league clubs commencing a futsal league. A-League gets a longer season and more broadcast money as a result. Could have had certain players play a crossover and the fan base is there. That's actually, I'm being serious here, that's actually shocked me. I thought it was going to be like, could be spent on like marketing or...
That's why I wonder why the game's fucked. This guy wants to start a futsal league with 30 million.
I mean...
You can play one for free for $25 a week, man.
Nah, Jake, let's when I ask questions to pods, well, I haven't, but when I see other people ask questions and they take the piss out of them, I unfollow the pod, so...
Okay.
Let's be nice.
You guys just did that for the last 3, so...
No, I was being honest.
I was honestly just about to say, and at the end of the day, unfollow us then.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
No, but seriously, at the end of the day, I started laughing before the end of it. So can you repeat it, please?
Well, he said A-League gets a longer season and more broadcast money as a result. I don't know if you're going to get
If they
more...
start a futsal league.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get
It's a
broad...
terrible idea, sorry.
Yeah.
thank you.
Could have certain players cross over and the fan bases would be there.
No, it wouldn't.
I do. I mean,
I'm
look,
not going to go watch a futsal game.
the
sorry.
30 million to keep up, though, that's a...
what is keep up?
It was like a media. It was like a media company. They got,
Yeah, exactly,
I think they got
Gav.
paid 30 million by the A-League to essentially create content on.
Essentially
the A-League
do what we
for
do.
2 years.
Really?
But it was
30
like they
million.
created maybe they'd follow you for a week and then they put out like a 30-minute doco of your week training into the game. something
Seriously, if anyone wants to give us half of that, we'll do it all.
Half.
15 mil, give it to us. And
I
we'll
agree with the first part of what you said though.
All right, let's move on. Fellas, I'm currently playing NPL 1 and not getting enough game time. Just stuck on the bench. I'm 21. Do I go to NPL 2 to get that bag and first grade minutes or stick it out in NPL 1? Love the potty. We love you.
Did you put
We
the
love
bag
you,
in
brother.
that? Did you put the bag in that, in the sentence?
Gavin, when someone says get the bag...
I know. Like chasing the cash.
Oh, okay.
At 21.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Far out. He must be half
Hey, thanks for
decent.
the love, brother.
Yeah, love you, bro. I'd say if you're fully hell-bent on not going pro, or you think you're not going to
Not
go
yet.
pro...
I wouldn't chase it yet. I'd stick it out one more.
Yeah.
If you're in a top 6 club, this year, which were there's some very good top 6 clubs.
Sounds like it's New South Wales because he said first grade. We don't say that.
Yeah, we don't say.
Okay.
If you just be realistic with yourself. If you really don't think you're going to play much, then don't waste your time. But if you think
or
you're
go to a lower
if
NPL.
If you think you're a chance, don't worry. You've got 10 more years to chase cash.
Yeah.
At what
100%.
age range do you think players improve the most? And what age range do you think players stop improving and start to get worse?
Can I answer that one first?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
answer that.
I don't think. Well, first, I think it's different with everyone, and I don't think players stop improving. So
Yeah, they do.
no, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
I think that they would stop improving physically and improve, like, overall, they would continue to improve, I would say.
Okay, well, let's look at
Physically, they
Harry
would
Kane's
drop, but
first
mentally, they
season
would
to
go
Harry
up.
Kane's now.
Yeah, but you got to think
No,
about
that
it.
is the answer. He
You-
improved every year.
Who's that?
No,
what are you-
but
what are you
now
defining
he's on a
improvement?
decline.
Yeah, but that okay. So, but still, he was 30, 31.
I'm saying that the question was, do you think players stop improving? So you're saying you
obviously
think
they do
players
stop. No, they do
don't
stop.
stop improving?
When do you think they stop improving? Like when they get to like late 30s.
Yeah.
I thought you meant. I was framing the question in my head as like maybe when they're a kid.
No. Well,
Oh yeah, I think. Well, it's when your body starts to go. I guess.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sorry,
I'm old
I
enough.
I
I'm
would
not old
say
enough to
the
answer that.
biggest jump, I would say, is like a crucial period, I think, is like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
I would say is where you start to, because like if someone's exceptional at 13, you still really have no idea what they're going to do at a senior
Wheels
level.
can seriously fall off.
But I think from maybe even 16 to 20.
Yeah.
Like 16 to 20 is like that real crucial period.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think the improvement declines probably as you get like into.
And I think the standard of training,
30s.
you know.
Thanks, guys. A few more, and then we'll wrap. Obviously, there is internal running to get fit for football, but what have you guys found worked for you to get fit quickly? E.g., 3 times 1 kilometres under 3 minutes.
Just do box to box, man. You did 20 seconds up to the other box, you rest for 20 and go again. Do 3 sets of 8 minutes, and that's your preseason.
Check
Yeah.
my TikTok.
Check Rash's TikTok.
Lord Mahazi. There's
1K, you're never running 1K consistently in a game.
Okay. We'll try quickly answer this one. I used to play NPL 2 at right back, but then I played all age men's. Oh, look at the Sydney fan base this year and got 15 goals and assists and really enjoyed my football. I want to play NPL higher up the pitch, but not sure if I have the minerals. Stuff playing defender. What's the go? Love the pod, boys. Thanks.
Thanks, brother.
It depends what you value more, man.
That's the one.
It depends if you value status and maybe cash over really enjoying the football with your mates. So you got to toss up what you decide is more important. That would be my advice. Flip a coin, you'll know the answer. Yep,
that's good
I've
enough.
just
Yeah, I
answered
think
that.
that's good
Fuck the
But I
pro-
think, you know what?
Fuck
I think
the pros.
The thing is, football is a different sport if you're playing different positions. For example,
Yes.
I enjoyed football so much more when I was playing as a winger in comparison to when I played as a 6. But I was obviously better as a 6, so I could go further with that. But like, imagine if you're a goal scorer in comparison to a centre back. Your whole world is completely different.
Yeah.
Sounds like he doesn't like right back though, does it? Is that what it was?
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. He might be good
as
as a right back and wants to play another position, but a lot of coaches, I'm guessing, pick it out that he's better as a right back.
We'll do like 2 more maybe. Did you guys have full-time jobs out of football?
Now or back when we
Have any of you guys ever had a full-time job outside of soccer? If so, what was it?
Yeah, I worked for a tech company for like 6 years, selling it. That's I've recently just got out of it.
Yep.
I only got full time this year, so at 28.
Yep. I've never had a full-time job, but I'm not a footballer, so.
I've done a little bit of everything. We did laying synthetic grass for a period. That was so fun.
That was like my first real job outside of
When?
football.
Yeah.
Shout out
We're at-
Endless Turf and Turfers Paradise. They're both up in the GC. They're our boys.
Yeah.
You. Playing State 5 reserves after a 2-year break from football, but previously playing State 1-2 reserves. Also training in seniors level when I was 18, 19. Should I continue to play at a lower state league level for more senior experience or play resis at State 1? I'm 21 and I love the pod. Well, guess what? We love you. My advice would be to I would play where you're going to play. If that makes sense.
I reckon if he's
Good answer.
try and get out of the Resi's system.
He said, should I continue to play at a lower state league level for more senior experience or play Resis at state 1? Well, it depends how low. I'd probably, if you were playing every week state 3 seniors over state 1 Resis, I'd say go play state 3 seniors. What do you reckon?
Just depends if you back yourself, really.
He's 21, so
That's the
he's
thing.
still got time.
Like, you don't want to go lower.
Start playing seniors.
Yeah, you're at next year. He's 22. Season's just finished. Like 2 more games or something for state leagues.
Yeah, he needs to
You
start
know,
playing seniors.
you're 22 next year. Try and look for minutes.
Last one. Well, there's one that says, have you guys ever been negatively or positively affected by club politics? But I feel like every single player in the world has.
I mean, we did when I was a guest. It was like a whole half a podcast on that. So yeah.
Can yous make a community of social street / five-a-side football to keep occupied within training nights? Hard to get my mates out to play futsal and looking for people who take it more seriously rather than a piss take. Bro, we're full down at our little establishment, but don't give up. Trust me. From the ages of 16 to 27, I used to complain all the time about how I don't have enough mates who like football. I don't have enough mates who want to go out for a kick. I don't have enough mates who want to, play five-a-side or whatever. And by pure luck, I found a group of guys, 20 of us, that play every single week without fail. Don't give up. You will find people. We probably don't have time to start our own community of street football or whatever. But, man, be social online. I know everyone talks about, I don't want to put myself out there, this, that. I got so many things from just talking to people online. Like, found new communities of people, like-minded individuals. There'll be plenty of people in the suited and booted followers that probably live in the same area.
Isn't there Facebook groups for this kind of stuff?
Yeah, there is, bro.
I'll just put it to everyone now to answer this guy's question, right? The way me and Jerome met was through foot volley.
Yeah.
The only reason why I started foot volley was because I couldn't get 4 mates together to go down to the beach when I was going to be there to play foot volley and be half decent.
Yeah.
Right?
Literally, I commented on Gav's video saying, where'd you get the Mikasa ball from?
Yeah. And now
I'm in a bondage.
yeah, it's got 150 people in the WhatsApp group.
Bravo.
So from that, just me wanting to play foot volley at the beach turned into meeting Jerome and basically having a foot volley community through that.
Yeah. Well, all it takes is for one of your mates to have a team away from your other friends, and then you join that, and then bang, you got 4 new
That's
mates.
what I mean. Like now, everyone at foot volley, I didn't even know them beforehand. Like no one is actually my
Bro,
mate.
you don't know anyone there.
Yeah. So there is social circles out there that can be made. It's just about going out and doing
come
it.
down to foot volley.
Or come down to football.
Plug the Instagram.
I actually said,
come
someone
down.
messaged me the other day about that, and that's what I said to him. You want to get a few more touches? Come down on a Sunday,
What's it called?
Melbourne Foot Volley. We're there every Sunday.
Hey, amateur agency's been good today, man.
Yeah, bro.
Flooded with-
And I chose.
Yeah, I know. I can tell.
I chose
Keep them coming, guys. If we missed Joe, we're sorry.
Who came up with this segment? They must have been like one of the best podders,
best podcasts
in the
in
world. I
Australia.
think probably something like that. Probably in the world.
I want a segment of stories.
Yes,
NPL
we will
stories.
get to that. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a segment of NPL stories. So gear up if you have any. But we want to make them sort of funny and a little bit like corny and cinematic, like to paint a picture.
We want to know which club you're from and who you are, who you play for.
We
and
could
your
do an
story.
anonymous, but maybe you could say the club, but then everyone's going to know who you are anyway.
Yeah.
Let's do some admin quickly. You're on your phone listening to us. If you're driving, pull over. Hit that little 5-star button on Spotify. That's all. That's it. It's right there. And if you're not following, have a good, hard, long look at yourself in a mirror and say, what the fuck is wrong with me? You know? And just go hit that follow and you'll feel better about yourself instantly. Free therapy.
Tell them.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Brother, tell them.
YouTube, same thing. The subscribe button is right there. It's on the
just
video.
there, man. It's right
literally
there.
right
Damn,
there.
yeah.
You don't even have to search for it.
No.
No. It's not a needle in a haystack. It's right there. And then a thumbs up. All you got to do is, how crazy is this? You got to get your mouse or your finger and click the thumb. And and it helps us because we're in 90 grand debt.
Hey, we'll love you guys for it, man. We're 6th in the country today. That's huge. So
Yeah, 6th in the country and 9th.
Yeah, that's another thing.
We're moving.
Yeah,
we're
big thing.
moving
Hey,
forward,
man.
brother. We're moving forward.
I just want to say on that,
Don't
like,
take
I
it to
didn't
the
even
grave.
I didn't even realize, but on YouTube, I think it's what we're averaging every pod over a K.
Yeah, more.
I'm guessing Spotify is probably roughly the same. I don't know the numbers.
Yeah.
But
more.
on Spotify, where we need you guys, we've only got 200 or something over that. So chuck those stars up.
Yeah, you tell me something, right? And I mean this in the nicest way possible. Out of we have 8,500 followers, we got, last time I checked, was 91 stars on Spotify. Do the math on that one.
Well, to be fair, part of us, we haven't really let people know until the last few weeks as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll take some ownership.
True,
but now
but-
we're telling you.
Well, we gave them a few weeks to
Nudge,
yeah, and now we're pressing the issue. So
And
hurry
so
up.
if next week it's not there, it's not.
If next week it's not over 10,000 5 stars,
Yeah.
there won't be an ep.
We'll
We
shave Jerome's head live.
Oh, that's not far off.
We just
It
had
depends if I go Turkey this year or not.
we just had like a situationship going on with you guys. Now we're in a relationship.
Hey, no, can we... Would
Can
you
we
ever
just shave your head just for?
No, I would say like if we got to like 5,000, like 3,000 five stars.
I'll tell you when I would shave my head. Right? Seriously. Like, jokes aside.
And that's not a form,
let's do it.
That's not
Let's-
a form of bullying.
let's
My
let-
head's
No,
like-
no.
My
Let's-
head's not too far off shaved. His
let's
is
let the
shaved.
community
He's
decide.
got no hair.
No, I'm deciding because it's my
That's a
head.
form of bullying.
Well,
Right. I'll just say this to finish. The only time I would shave my head willingly is if I'm making a full-time wage off this pod, number one. Number two, I have a girlfriend who's out of my league.
that's unbelievable.
What's
That's
that got
it.
to do with the pod?
That's easy. All right. So
No, it's
What's the second part got to do with the pod? Oh, because you need just someone at home.
if I've locked down someone and they like me for me, then I can shave my head and they can be like, oh my God, what have I done? But it's too late.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Like, he's a nice guy. Or
Yeah,
not
yeah,
nice,
yeah.
but he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be it.
But how? What could the listeners? do
okay,
to
that's
get your
easy.
head
That's
shaved?
easy. Chuck in the money, get the sponsorships to the pod, and find Jerome a missus. Just send him all the
No,
girlfriends.
no, don't do that.
Just
Don't
do it.
Oh my
The money-
God.
The money.
Do that.
Here's my
The money,
Anyway,
yes.
he's over 6 foot, so girls like that. You know, sometimes on Tinder, if you're under 6 foot, they just swipe right. They put that in their prompt. So Jerome's tick that off. He's over 6 foot.
Now, can we seriously nail down
No,
something
let's
here
do, let's
that
just
like
do
a
whether it's a
legit
group
metric?
challenge or something.
That's what I mean. Like a
we're being
legit
collective here.
Yeah, a legit
Hey, man,
number.
Why the
that has
fuck
to-
do I have to shave my head?
No.
Like, why can't it be like, haha, you get fucking
I'll do
tattoo?
I'll do something as well. Whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
that's what I just
but
said.
what's our
collective
number?
challenge.
Okay.
You're the only one with proper hair. That's why. My hair's like, once I cut it again, it goes practically shaved.
Throw it
He's
into the
shaved.
community. What one of us has to do each, depending on, I'd say YouTube 5K, Instagram 15K, Spotify 3K on the stars, and we need one more.
We'll
for the
figure it
fourth.
out. We got other stuff. We got to
actually,
set up a company.
The other thing, I don't know if we shoot an episode or release it before, but are we going to a specific Australia Cup game next week? Do we want to announce that?
Yeah, we do.
95% to 99%, we will be at Oakley versus Heidelberg.
Yeah, so come say hello. We might do some filming, might interview you guys, say what's
Come
up.
say hello. Come have a chat.
Come have
a sholakia. And say hey dre when you see us.
Yeah, Yasure, Tikanis.
Don't say hey mate. Say because we're at Oakley. Say hey dre.
Beautiful, man.
Yep. Any other admin?
I'm good.
Now, are we going to just the charity?
Yeah, we mentioned it last week.
Did it last week.
Yep.
Do you want to do it again? You can plug it. Go.
Oh no, we'll have a link. Do we have the link available?
Well, when it goes live, we will.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there is going to be an NPL Legends game next month. Rashid spoke about it last week on the last step, but we do want to just mention it every week until the NPL Legends game, just because it's such a great cause. Pretty much a whole bunch of the NPL Legends. Mid-September, there's going to be a game at Dandenong City. We're raising money for a home for kids that have a terminal illness. So pretty much when they go into that home, they're not coming out, which is obviously awful, which is why we want to raise as much money for them. I think the goal is 10K, and I'm pretty sure when I spoke to Steve, who's running the event the other day, it was only at around $1,500. So not saying everyone has money to give, but if you do have $1, $5, $10, $50, whatever you can, to support these kids and their families as well, who are going to be left behind without them. We'd be truly grateful for it. I'm going to be playing in it. Rashid, Jerome will be there. Gav will probably be there. As well,
there'll be a match.
Come watch me blow a
Jake.
gasket for the kids. I'm definitely coming back way too early, but it's the cause. We've got to do it. So,
oh, by the way, you know that story I put on Suited and Booted? I had to shut off requests. I basically said all
the
the
Chelsea
group?
Yeah. So many people followed me. And now I got to choose, like, who can come kick it with the lads. I'll try to get everyone in, though. Anyway, we love you guys. Suited and Booted. Do what we told you on the subscriptions and the stars and all that. And we'll be back next week. Peace.
shoot.